Chat group, I obtained the Saiyan Bloodline from the start. Hey, Fanfic family. So glad to see you here again to continue this incredible adventure. As always, kindly remember, this story is 100% fiction, so don't go looking for dimensional portals in your closet. All rights to this fantastic novel belong to the original author. We're just your humble narrators of epic tales. Are you enjoying the fanfic? Show it by subscribing to our YouTube channel and dropping us a like. And if you're impatient for more exclusive content, our Patreon is your happy place. Chapter 176 Nami's Unique Bounty. The Yorazuaya Pirates, Nico Robin, bounty of 380 million berries. After hearing this number, everyone looked at Robin, and the smile on Robin's face suddenly disappeared. He squinted at Xiaoqi and said, "Mr. Saiyan, I think I need an explanation. Robin, we were together that day, you can't wrongly accuse me." Xiaoqi himself was puzzled by Robin's bounty. He really didn't do anything to Robin that day, so how come there were suddenly 300 million berries? "I know," Linglong exclaimed at this time, looking at Robin and said, "It must be what Xiaoqi said to them when the Navy left that day. He said that you will be protected by our Yorazuaya pirates in the future, so the Navy naturally regards you as a member of our Yorazuaya pirates, and our captain is so bad, the bounty is naturally high." Nami rolled her eyes and said unhappily, "Linglong, do you know how to speak? I was tricked by you, okay?" Xiaoqi looked at Robin and said, "That should be what Linglong said, so the Navy should be blamed for this, and it has nothing to do with me." Chopper said angrily, "These Navy are blind. Why do they only offer me a bounty of 10 berries? It's better not to offer a bounty." Robin looked at Xiaoqi and showed a meaningful smile. "Mr. Saiyan, then I'll trouble you to protect me well in the future." Sure. Xiaoqi wiped the sweat from his forehead and continued to read, "Member of the Yorazuaya Pirates, Linglong, bounty of 555 million berries." Yellow Linglong excitedly hugged Takesaki Kirumi in her arms after hearing the number. "Sansan, my points are coming." Tisk. Takesaki Kirumi curled her lips. "My bounty must be higher than yours." "Then I'll continue to read the next one. Member of the Yorazuaya Pirates, Takesaki Kirumi, bounty of 330 million berries." "Ha ha ha," Linglong laughed, looking at Takesaki Kirumi and said, "Sansan, you don't even have 500 million berries. You're so weak, what do you know?" Takesaki Kirumi rolled her eyes at her, then laughed. "I think this number is pretty good, it suits my name very well." "Then the next one, huh? How come this guy is also included?" Xiaoqi was stunned and read out, "Vice Captain of the Yorazuaya Pirates, Sakata Gintoki, bounty of 80 million berries." Everyone was briefly taken aback by Sakata Gintoki's easy win, but they quickly relaxed. After all, everyone in the Yorazuaya Pirates would have a significant bounty increase this time, so a small increase for him, as the vice captain, wasn't unreasonable. Sanji was the only one indignant. "Why does that idiot Whitehair have a higher bounty than mine when he didn't do anything? I defeated a member of CP9, how can he be so rude?" "Ignore that idiot. There are only 2 left. Read on, don't worry, you're definitely the last one." Xiaoqi smiled at Nami and continued, "Member of the Yorazuaya Pirates, Xiaoqi, bounty 700 million berries." Tisk. Xiaoqi pouted, disapproving. 77 million berries less. That Aokiji is really rude. However, when Xiaoqi turned over the last bounty, she burst into laughter. Nami's heart skipped a beat, she had a very bad feeling. The Yorazuaya Pirates ship, Nami. Xiaoqi paused, looked up at the group, and smiled. "Bounty. 1.173 billion berries. Congratulations, Captain, for breaking the 1 billion bounty mark and officially joining the ranks of the great pirates." As Xiaoqi finished speaking, everyone in the room turned their gazes to Nami. Ha ha ha. Everyone burst into laughter. Linglong clutched her stomach with one hand, patted Nami's shoulder with the other, and said, "Nami, from today on, you will be the most beautiful girl in the first half of the Grand Line." Zhu Zhuqing smiled. "Congratulations, Nami. Next time, I'll try to catch up with you a little." Euclid held up the pamphlet in her hand. "Congratulations." Takesaki Kirumi smiled. "Nami, keep up the good work." "Huh?" Xiaoqi suddenly exclaimed, looking at Nami, who was looking down. "Nami, your bounty order is different from ours." Xiaoqi's words immediately perked everyone up, prompting him to read them out. "Our bounties all say life or death, but our Captain Nami's says death only goodness. You're treated like one of a kind." How much does the world government hate you, Nami? Ha ha ha. With Xiaoqi the first to laugh, the Straw Hat Pirates erupted in laughter. Vivi clutched her stomach, panting, Nami, how about we split up into 2 ships? I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more people hunting you down. Faced with everyone's laughter, Nami's face darkened as a cloud of gloom fell, her fists clenched tightly, her whole body like a volcano about to erupt. She'd mentally prepared herself for a higher bounty, but the phrase death only completely broke her defenses, making her unable to contain herself. Xiaoqi, you bastard, you asshole, I'm going to kill you, and the rest of you, whoever dares to laugh again, I'll kill him first. Everyone retreat, the vicious Captain Nami has exploded. After a commotion in the house, Nami, who was hugged by Zhu Zhuqing and Wei, stared fiercely at the culprits Xiaoqi, Linglong, Tokisaki Kurumi, Robin and Yukawood. On the other side, Linglong flipped through the bounty orders on the table and said with a puzzled look, strange, why is there no bounty for you, Chan? Even Chopper gets 10 Baileys. Chopper, who was stabbed in the chest again, roared at Linglong, asshole, why do you bring up this matter again? Don't even think about hugging me for fun in the future. Euclid Wood raised the booklet in his hand. Navy, that's too much, Robin suddenly said. Is it possible that the Navy or the world government mistakenly thought that Yu Chan was kidnapped by you? After all, Yu Chan didn't take the initiative to kill anyone on the Judicial Island this time, nor did he say anything. Robin, that's okay, your logic is perfect. I feel that the bounty the Navy gave you is still a bit conservative. Robin smiled, looking at Linglong and Tokisaki Kurumi beside her, and said, did you two forget to deal with any housework? Well, I'll go back to practice first. You guys have fun slowly. However, alerted by Robin, Tokisaki Kurumi and Linglong instantly blocked Xiaoqi from front and back, followed by Zhu Zhuqing and Wei on both sides. While there's still time, let's go next door and have a good chat. Robin smiled at Xiaoqi, who was being carried away by the 4 women. Good luck, Mr. Saiyan. Nami, why did you come in? Why shouldn't I come in? Nami snorted. I'm the notary they hired. Now, please tell the truth about your situation with those 2 big cows. An hour later, Xiaoqi emerged from the room, looking exhausted. The women around him were all smiling. Everyone, San, Icarus, and I are leaving first. We'll see you when you reach the Sabaody archipelago. Xiaoqi gave Robin a furtive look, reminding him of his earlier promise. He wasn't going to participate in the Devil's Triangle plot anymore. For one thing, the Morriga wasn't enough for them. On the other hand, his next focus would be on achieving Super Saiyan 1. It was a shame that Garp didn't show up today. He was the one he most wanted to fight in the One Piece world. He preferred fighting a physical fighter like Garp to those with flashy skills. After Xiaoqi left, the others bid farewell to the Straw Hat Pirates and returned to their respective worlds. The high school world. Upon returning, Xiaoqi went straight to the Dragon Saint for training, knowing that the dragon wouldn't easily leave its territory. After all, it held its favorite dragon apples. Meanwhile, Tokisaki Kurumi approached Himejima Akino and Riz to discuss Xiaoqi's time allocation. Zhu Zhuqing, Wei, Linglong, and Tokisaki Kurumi all knew they couldn't change Himejima Akino and Riz's joining, but that didn't mean they agreed with each other. Therefore, they had to clarify certain matters. At 10, Nami, at Sakata Gintoki, what do you want to do? Sakata Gintoki, Nami-chan, you've changed. You weren't like this before. Linglong, everyone, be quiet. It's time for our lottery draw. Linglong, at Tokisaki Kurumi, at Nami, are you two ready? Tokisaki Kurumi, 30,000 points are already in my stomach. Sakata Gintoki, Nami, then I'll just do it for 50,000 points. Sakata Gintoki, are you also rude with your words now? Linglong, sisters, go for it. Chapter 177 Spirit Time House. The series of lottery prompts dazzled everyone. Tokisaki Kurumi, Linglong, and Nami claimed their prizes with a single click to more easily view them. Xiaoqi's mouth twitched wildly as she looked at the mess of clothes, figurines, lifelike dolls, and other odd props piled on her bed. How could this happen? Tokisaki Kurumi, having used up all her points, turned completely black and white, collapsing once again in the lottery draw. Compared to Tokisaki Kurumi's extreme misfortune, the other two at least managed to draw a few decent items. Nami, I'm crying. I lost so much this time. These are points I risked my life for. Linglong, you lost nothing. Don't think I didn't see your time travel card, Nami. What's the use of a 24-hour time travel card? You still have 2 senzu beans. That's 2 lives. Linglong, at Takesaki Kurumi, did you come up with anything good? Xiaoqi, she's in a state of autism right now. Nami, Linglong, Samson, you're not suited to the lottery. Save your points for power-ups later. Kashiwazaki Hona, at Linglong, Sister Linglong, I just thought you drew some kind of Demon King's eye. Nami, good on you. Linglong, you're just pretending to be miserable, aren't you? Chelsea, at Nami, I thought you drew some kind of armor. Linglong, at Nami, you still have the nerve to say that to me, you scheming girl. Takesaki Kurumi, at Nami, at Linglong, you two have done enough. Can you please consider my feelings? Zhu Zhuqing, poor Sanson. Xiaoqi, it's okay. Linglong's Demon King's true eye is only worth 1 point at most. And the flame god armor that Nami drew is probably just for show? Linglong, you're kidding. How could a Demon King's true eye be worth only 1 point? Xiaoqi, if you don't believe me, go try it. Linglong, let's go. Nami, weird, that armor actually requires me to shout some kind of spell to activate at Xiaoqi, you must know it, right? Xiaoqi, of course I know, but I won't tell you. It'll piss you off. Nami, at Sakata Gintoki, do you know? Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san doesn't even know what you're talking about. Linglong, damn it, I'm so pissed off. Kashiwazaki Sina, Sister Linglong, it's not really worth just 1 point, is it? Linglong, this person called Rika Takanashi must have some serious mental illness. They even have the nerve to call this thing the Demon King's true eyes. Chelsea, so what exactly is it? Xiaoqi, the so-called Demon King's true eyes are the cosmetic contact lenses you girls usually use. Chelsea. Kashiwazaki Sina, is that even possible? I've gained more weird knowledge. Takesaki Kurumi, I feel at peace now. Himejima Akino, at Nami, are you selling your time travel card? I still have over 30,000 points. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san is offering 40,000. Nami, not for sale. If you want one, go draw it yourself. Linglong, at Nami, love sending JPG. Nami, love receiving JPG. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for earning 2,025 points. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for earning a horse charm. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for earning an Optimus Prime model. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for earning a Kashiwazaki Sina live flight doll. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for earning an oversized Winnie the Pooh. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for earning a spirit time chamber. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for earning a million-year spirit ring. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for earning a Freedom Gundam. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for winning a limited edition Takesaki Kurumi New Year's Edition talking figure. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for winning a Tsunade photo album. Hint, congratulations to Himejima Akino for winning 18,888 points. Himejima Akino, oh, what a pity, I didn't get a time travel card. For 3 whole minutes, no one in the chat group spoke. Putting aside the things Himejima Akino had won, the fact that she could earn points from this lottery draw left everyone stunned. Meanwhile, Xiaoqi had already taken Takesaki Kurumi to Himejima Akino's room to study how to use the spirit time chamber. In Himejima Akino's room, Himejima Akino pressed the red button on Takesaki Kurumi's figurine and said to her, "Akino-sama is the most beautiful." The next second, the Takesaki Kurumi figurine uttered the same voice as Takesaki Kurumi herself, "Akino-sama is the most beautiful." Ha ha ha, this is hilarious. Seeing her figurine being toyed with like this, Takesaki Kurumi was furious. Damn big cow, give her back to me. Meanwhile, in the group chat, the members whose items Himejima Akino had drawn were frantically tagging her. Linglong, at Nami, why did you go on such a fuss? See you now, you're confused, aren't you? Nami, you can actually blame me for this. Kashiwazaki Sina, at Himejima Akino, can I trade you another doll for myself? Tsunade, at Himejima Akino, can you sell me my photo album? Zhu Zhuqing, at Himejima Akino, name your price for the million-year spirit ring. Sakata Gintoki, at Himejima Akino, I want the cute little doll, Tsunade's photo album, and Samsan's action figure. Jin-san, how about 30,000 points? Kashiwazaki Sina, no, I don't want to be played by that bad uncle. Tsunade, at Sakata Gintoki, do you want to die? Kuroba Kato, lively, really fucking lively. Uzumaki Boruto, Akino's sister took off this time. Namikaze Minato, at Uzumaki Boruto, you should go to sleep. Uzumaki Boruto, Grandpa, I'll play for a while longer. Aizen Sosuke, it seems the three before him all made way for Himejima Akino. Linglong, what do you mean, Nami? Linglong, sometimes you're really stupid. I should have continued drawing just now. Damn it, Linglong, I get it. The big cow took advantage of the three of us. Euclid, I finally understand. Linglong, at Himejima Akino, damn it, give me back my points. Zhu Zhuqing, Linglong, please quit our sisterhood. We can't afford to lose face. Himejima Akino, little cutie, I've already sent you your doll. I just held it, and it feels great. Kashiwazaki Hona, thank you, Akino's sister. Next time I'll give you my real one, Himejima Akino, you're welcome. At Zhu Zhuqing, here's your million-year soul ring. Linglong, Death Gaze JPG. Zhu Zhuqing, I don't like owing favors. I'll give you the points based on the mall's trade-in price. Linglong, Smile JPG. Himejima Akino, oh, okay, then. As for Tsunade's photo album. Tsunade, you name the price. Namikaze Minato. 10,000 points. I don't believe she can afford it. Linglong, Minato, well done. Tsunade, at Namikaze Minato, don't go too far. Sakata Gintoki, stop arguing, these 10,000 points are out. Linglong, at Sakata Gintoki, are you crazy? What's so good about this old woman? I'd rather buy a Hancock doll with these points. Tsunade, at Linglong, are you annoying? You can rely on your man, but I can't rely on mine. Linglong, Nami, Kuroba Kato, holy shit, what did I see? Kashiwazaki Sina, Shockling News, Euclid, shocking, Chelsea, I joined the group late, is there anyone who can elaborate with me? Linglong, at Tokisaki Kurumi, San, come out and eat the melon. Tokisaki Kurumi, what's the point of eating melon? Our man is about to live with a big cow for a year. Linglong, Zhu Zhuqing, Tsunade, you deserve it. It's your fault for not being able to go to the spirit time chamber. Linglong, at Tsunade, I don't have time for you right now. Go away, Xiaoqi, it's said to be a year, but from your perspective, it's only a day. Linglong, don't give me that. By the time the big cow comes out of the spirit time chamber, it'll probably have given birth to your child. Nami, damn, how did you suddenly get it? And this logic is actually possible. Linglong, I usually just pretend to be stupid, not really stupid. Namikaze Minato, at Xiaoqi, how many people can be in there at once? Xiaoqi, only 2, and this thing can only be used once. Namikaze Minato, what a shame, otherwise I'd like to go in there too. Linglong, at Zhu Zhuqing, stop diving. Find a solution quickly. We're all going to be stepmothers soon. Zhu Zhuqing, what can I do? I can't just tell them not to go. Tsunade, at Linglong, I'll teach you a trick. You can use all your remaining points to enter the lottery. You might win one. Linglong, at Tsunade, get lost. We may not have a very close relationship with Big Cow, but she's still a member of our family. Believe it or not, I'll ask her to post your photo album in the group chat. Kuroba Kato, good job. You guys are all better at keeping secrets than the other one. Sakata Gintoki, Linglong, for Jin-san's sake, let's just forget about this. Linglong, at Xiaoqi, at Himejima Akino, you two can go, but you absolutely cannot bring a third person with you. Xiaoqi, we're going there to train. Linglong, at Tokisaki Kurumi, video chat with me. I have something to tell you. Uzumaki Boruto, bro, what's that Freedom Gundam? Xiaoqi, that's a man's dream. I'll take you to drive a Gundam next time. Zhu Zhuqing, at Xiaoqi, when are you going there? Xiaoqi, tomorrow at noon. There are many things to prepare. Zhu Zhuqing, if you can't transform into Super Saiyan 2 when you come out, you're dead. Aizen Sosuke, I'm looking forward to your Super Saiyan 2 form. Uzumaki Boruto, brother, I'm waiting to see you surrounded by lightning. Xiaoqi, you guys are putting a lot of pressure on me. Tokisaki Kurumi, everyone in the group, it's getting late, go to bed early, good night. After throwing down these words, Tokisaki Kurumi directly brought Xiaoqi back to her own world, and then Linglong, Zhu Zhuqing and her own Vivi also appeared in her room. Wei, why are you here too? The time travel card is for times like this, and I won't see you for a year, Linglong sneered. Don't even think about resting for a minute before the four of us fall asleep today. You can't be so serious, right? I still have to practice tomorrow. We came here so that you can concentrate on your practice. Stop talking nonsense, Zhuqing, Sanson. Will you go first or will Wei and I go first? Tokisaki Kirumi and Zhu Zhuqing looked at each other and said in unison, we go first. Thanks to book friend Yushin Kingshin for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend 202010031746314118 for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend Meow Meow Star for the monthly ticket. Chapter 178 Tsunade stirs up a big mess. The next day, at noon, Riaz, Akino and I are going in to train. I'll leave this to you. The entrance to the spirit time chamber was a door, which Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino placed in Riaz's room. To ensure a smooth year, Xiaoqi's storage ring was filled with the supplies he and Himejima Akino needed. I'm looking forward to your Super Saiyan 2 form. Riaz walked over and hugged Xiaoqi, then looked at Himejima Akino and said, Akino, no third person can come out with you. Also, once you come out, all your time will belong to me. Himejima Akino smiled and said, there are some things I can't control. Then, see you in a year, Riaz. Inside the spirit time chamber, Xiaoqi looked at the layout that was exactly the same as the original Dragon Ball manga and laughed. Akino, it seems our food is just a waste. Himejima Akino smiled and said, it's okay, you can eat more. Well, please give me your guidance over the next year. My husband the administrator, me too, Akino. Just an hour after Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino entered the spirit time chamber, the others in the chat group were discussing their situation. Tokisaki Kirumi, oh. My heart aches when I think about Darling and the big cow having been living there for 15 days now. Linglong, it's only been an hour, hasn't it? Kuroba Kato, 1 day there is equal to 1 year outside, so 1 hour there is equal to a little over 15 days outside. Tokisaki Kirumi, Kato, you don't need to explain it to her. She won't understand anyway. Linglong, who said that? I was just testing you. Kashiwazaki Sina, I'm just curious. If an ordinary person like me stayed there for 3 to 5 days and then came out, wouldn't the people around me not recognize me when they see me? After all, my body has grown. Sakata Gintoki, my dear, Jin-san thinks your idea is a bit unnecessary because you wouldn't even last an hour in there. Namikaze Minato, indeed, if that spirit time chamber is the same as the one in Dragon Ball, the environment there is simply not something an ordinary person can endure. Kashiwazaki Sina, you, I'm just saying, but could you please not be so harsh on me, Aizen Sosuke, you don't have to be too discouraged. There is a safe zone in there. You will not be affected in any way in the safe zone. Chelsea, I think this spirit time chamber is very friendly to us girls. Whoever gets pregnant in the future can go in there to take care of the baby. Tokisaki Kirumi, can you please not mention those 2 words now, Chelsea, I almost forgot. Sorry, Uzumaki Boruto, Sister Sanson, why don't you try to use a bug? Maybe we can go to the spirit time chamber too. Tokisaki Kirumi, what do you mean? Namikaze Minato, my eldest grandson is capable. Why didn't Grandpa think of that? Aizen Sosuke, I see. I neglected it too. Linglong, please tell me quickly. I'm so anxious. Namikaze Minato, every time we go to other worlds, we're teleported to the person in question. So, if we ask Miss Himejima Akino for a teleportation request now, Tokisaki Kirumi, Boruto-chan, you're a real genius. I'll try it now. Linglong, how's that? How's that? Tokisaki Kirumi, it worked. Ha 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 ha. Namikaze Minato, are you guys free now? I want to come too. Tokisaki Kirumi, wait, why did I get ejected? I'm next to the big red cow again. Tip, thanks to group member Tsunade for reporting the chat group teleportation bug. 80,000 points will be awarded. Tip, the teleportation bug has been successfully fixed. Uzumaki Boruto, Tokisaki Kirumi, at Tsunade, Alyu, Linglong, at Tsunade, you're in big trouble this time. Zhu Zhuqing, at Tsunade, just wait. Kuroba Kato, at Tsunade, I respect you as a man, how dare you do this? Tsunade, I just did what I was supposed to do as a member. Besides, isn't the report function in the chat group used for reporting? Nami, at Tsunade, Do you know how much benefit you've caused all of us to lose for these few points? Tsunade, benefit? In my opinion, you're all just pursuing love. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-sen, think about it. While Tsunade is at fault in this matter, it's not entirely her fault. It's all because of the poor reporting function in the chat group. Tsunade, what the hell? They've been targeting me over and over again, so I can't resist? Tsunade, and what's wrong with me reporting a bug? If you have any objections, go tell the chat group. Takisaki Kurumi, okay, old woman, you have the guts. No one can save you this time. Linglong, at Namikaze Minato, quickly trigger the mission. We're going to hang Tsunade up and whip her. Namikaze Minato, at Tsunade, reporting bugs is certainly not wrong, so is it right for me to stir up trouble for points? Namikaze Minato, don't think I haven't noticed all those sneaky little things you've been doing lately. When you have your 5-cage summit, I'll give you a big gift. Sakata Gintoki, Minato, can you please give me some face? Jin-sen, Namikaze Minato, Jin-sen, this isn't a question of face or not. It's this woman who's messed with us. Tsunade, at Sakata Gintoki, you don't have to worry about this. I've been putting up with these people for a long time. Kashiwazaki Sina, brothers and sisters, please don't start a fight. We're all in the group. Tokisaki Kurumi, little cutie, don't worry about this. This is a personal grudge between a few of us and that old woman. Tsunade, little one, watch your mouth. Linglong, what's wrong with scolding me? You're an old woman anyway. Zhu Zhuqing, Samson, Linglong, let's resolve this privately. Don't disturb anyone else. Tsunade, I'll be waiting for you. Hint, this triggers a storyline quest. Group member Chelsea will soon enter the Hill's death storyline. Group member Chelsea can modify the storyline as needed. The greater the modification, the more points she earns. This quest can be completed by inviting 3 group members. Chelsea, everyone, I need your help. Namikaze Minato, I remember that Hill was killed by that Sarayu. If we kill her this time, Chelsea won't die at her hands again. Aizen Sosuke, but we can't rule out the possibility of others appearing. Takisaki Kurumi, I was just worried about having no place to vent, and the storyline only takes one night, just in time for Darling's return tomorrow. Linglong, Samson, don't underestimate those people. Chelsea's world's Tigu is quite impressive. Kashiwazaki Sina, it just so happens that the administrator isn't here right now. Aizen Sosuke, at Chelsea, how about letting me do it? Namikaze Minato, to be on the safe side, I also think Aizen should go. Maybe there will be some unexpected gains. Chelsea, okay, then I'll leave it to you, Master Aizen. Tsunade, at Chelsea, can you give me a spot? My medical ninjutsu is ready to heal you all at any time. Tokisaki Kurumi, hell, her medical ninjutsu is far inferior to Yu-chan's. And she can even resurrect people as zombies. Aizen Sosuke, if there's no Euclid, Tsunade would indeed be a very good auxiliary, but Euclid is the safest choice for this mission. Chelsea, Yu-chan, may I trouble you? Echowood, sure. Tokisaki Kurumi, at Chelsea, then it's the 3 of us. Tsunade, at Chelsea, based on strength, Saga should go. With Aizen and Saga here, it'll be hard for you to die. Chelsea, this, Saga, I can come over if necessary, and I also want to see Aizen's strength. Chelsea, at Tokisaki Kurumi, Samson, can I invite you next time? This mission is too important for me to fail. Tokisaki Kurumi, okay, Chelsea, thank you for your understanding. Chelsea, at Saga, at Aizen Sosuke, at Euclid, thank you all for your help. You can come over anytime. Aizen Sosuke, at Saga, see you later. Saga, okay. Uzumaki Boruto, brothers and sisters, remember to start the live broadcast. I want to see Brother Saga's Galaxy Starburst and Uncle Aizen's Black Coffin. Chelsea, okay, I'll start the live broadcast when the time comes. Kuroba Kato, okay, this time it's your turn to kill the sister. I hope the scene won't be too bloody. Tokisaki Kurumi, Zhuqing, Linglong, we'll go catch Pokemon and earn some points later. Linglong, okay, Zhu Zhuqing, sure. Tsunade, at Sakata Gintoki, you should also quickly get a mission for me. What's the point of being idle all day? Don't you see that your woman has so many enemies? Sakata Gintoki, Xiaoqi, Jin-sen, I can now understand your pain. Oh no, it's your happiness. Chapter 179 Super Saiyan 2. Damn it, Why haven't these two come out yet? In Ria's room, Tokisaki Kirumi was pacing back and forth, her face full of anxiety. Sister Sansen, I know you're in a hurry, but don't worry. We're still half an hour away. As soon as Uzumaki Boruto finished speaking, Toshiro Bain looked at Rias and said, Bullmaster, could you please stop walking around in front of me? I'm almost dizzy. Rias stopped and looked at her and said, Kitty, you don't understand. I'm most afraid that these two people will come out with a baby in their arms. Hearing this, Tokisaki Kirumi paused and said angrily, if these two dare to bring the baby out, I will fight them. Namikaze Minato looked at the two women and said with a smile, you two are overthinking it. There is no one in there to deliver Miss Imejima Akino. Tokisaki Kirumi snorted, it's all the fault of that damn old woman, otherwise we should be in there now. Uzumaki Boruto said cautiously, Sister Sansen, you're still broadcasting live now. If you have the guts, come to my world and fight me one-on-one, you old woman. Tokisaki Kirumi cursed, then looked at Rias and said, what do you say? Rias snorted, people like that should be kicked out of the group. What a bunch of crap, that's more like it. Tokisaki Kirumi nodded, satisfied. She continued, from now on, we'll resolve family matters behind closed doors, but we must unite against enemies. That's what the others want. Rias nodded, okay, as the seconds ticked by. And when the final 10 minutes arrived, the door in front of them opened from the inside, and Suzaoki and Himejima Akino slowly emerged. Hey, you're all here, long time no see, everyone. At that moment, everyone present and those watching the live stream noticed a change in them. Himejima Akino was now more feminine, while Suzaoki looked less childish and more mature than yesterday. Namikaze Minato looked at the two of them and smiled, it seems you both have grown a lot in there. Yes. This year has been quite tough. Suzaoki smiled, caressing Himejima Akino's hair lovingly. Thankfully, Akino has taken care of me this year. Himejima Akino smiled sweetly at Suzaoki. Taking care of my husband is my duty as a wife. Husband, wife. Hearing this, Tokisaki Kirumi and Rias, along with Linglong and Zhu Zhuqing who were watching the live stream, felt a sudden pang in their hearts. Although they had been prepared, the affection displayed by the two far exceeded their expectations. Tokisaki Kirumi pouted, darling, you haven't been married to that big cow in there for a year, have you? Rias nodded, yes, you haven't forgotten why you went in there. Himejima Akino kissed Suzaoki on the cheek. Husband, they actually said you were slacking off in there. Seeing this, Tokisaki Kirumi and Rias were so angry that their back teeth were almost broken. Big cow? You've only lived in there with darling for a year, what's the big deal? That's right, you call me husband all the time and you don't take the rest of us seriously? Himejima Akino smiled and said, Alice, this year is enough for us to do a lot of things in there, it's a pity that my husband doesn't let me have a baby. Hearing this, Tokisaki Kirumi was extremely crazy and looked at Rias and said, no, Rias, I think we need to teach Big Cow lesson. Rias nodded, I agree, Big Cow is too arrogant. Suzaoki looked at the two women and said with a smile, San, Rias. Even if the two of you are combined, you can't beat Akino now. What? Tokisaki Kirumi and Rias exclaimed at the same time. Although they didn't want to believe it in their hearts, they all knew that Suzaoki would not joke about such things. Namikaze Minato looked at Suzaoki and smiled, you should have achieved your goal, right? Uzumaki Boruto excitedly said, brother, I want to see Super Saiyan 2, don't worry about that. Suzaoki smiled and looked at the others. Have you eaten yet? Akino and I came out without eating. By the way, where's Icarus? Why can't I see her? Tokisaki Kirumi snorted coldly, so you still remember Icarus? I thought you only had your big cow now. Namikaze Minato smiled and said, Abrito has been a little restless lately. Before I came here this morning, I asked Samson to borrow Icarus to help take care of him. I'll return it to you tonight, no problem. Let's go eat first and talk while we eat. During the meal, Tokisaki Kirumi and Rias were extremely annoyed by the meticulous care that Himejima Akino gave Suzaoki. What made them even more crazy was that many of Suzaoki's habits were only known to her, which made them even more jealous. Rias, I think we need to unite and deal with the big cow. She's posing a significant threat right now. Okay, let's do it. After finishing her meal, Suzaoki looked at everyone and said, I saw everything that happened yesterday. I'll take this opportunity to discuss it in the group chat. Suzaoki, everyone, long time no see. I'm sure you're all waiting to see me transform into Super Saiyan 2, but before that, I have a few words to say. Xiaoqi, from the chat group's perspective, Tsunade's actions yesterday were not wrong. The reporting function in the chat group is there for everyone to report, Xiaoqi, but personally, I think Tsunade's actions were a bit ill-considered. After all, bugs, to put it bluntly, benefit everyone, and the value of these benefits far outweighs the few points awarded by the system. Xiaoqi, at Tsunade, at Takesaki Kurumi, at Linglong, at Linglong. As for the conflicts between you, I still say the same thing, as long as no one gets killed, you can fight as you please. Sakata Gintoki, Xiaoqi, Jin-san knew you were a fair and impartial administrator, at Tsunade. Tsunade, got it. Xiaoqi, at Chelsea, although it's a little late, congratulations on getting your revenge. Sarayu's death was truly tragic. Chelsea, that's called tit for tat. Thanks to the 3 group members for their help, and even more thanks to Landa for figuring out how to trigger the subsequent quests for me. Aizen Sosuke, you're welcome. I also got some fun Imperial artifacts, but it's a shame I didn't get the chance to fight Esthi this time. Xiaoqi, Landa, how is it fighting Saga? Aizen Sosuke, very strong. Both his light speed punch and his movement speed were superior to mine. I wouldn't dare try the Galaxy Starburst. Saga, you're also very powerful, and I know you didn't use your full strength. Xiaoqi, you two should stop bragging about each other. You will become even stronger in the future, Himejima Akino. Oh my, in my heart, only my husband is the strongest. Takesaki Kurumi, that's enough. Big cow, you really haven't pretended at all now, have you, Linglong? It's just a year of living together, I'm not envious at all. Zhu Zhuqing, I really want to use all my points to draw prizes now. Aizen Sosuke, at Xiaoqi. Let us see the power beyond Super Saiyan. Kuroba Kato, Lan, why don't you just say Super Saiyan 2? Aizen Sosuke, that's more impressive. Kuroba Kato, it has to be you, Lan. Xiaoqi, since everyone is so excited, then I'll find an opponent. Himejima Akino, oh my, I feel like a certain little dragon is going to be unlucky again. Xiaoqi, you really understand me. Linglong, hurry up and transform, you bastard. The moment the demon dragon saint laid eyes on Xiaoqi, he keenly noticed the change in him. Boy, your aura is different. Xiaoqi smiled, you dragons are so perceptive. I had a surprise for you, goodbye. Without a second's thought, the demon dragon saint prepared to fly away. He didn't like to be tormented. Xiaoqi quickly grabbed his tail, don't go. I'm here now, how about a 5-minute fight today? The demon dragon saint turned and asked, really? Absolutely. 5 minutes, not a second more. Alright, let's get started. Let me transform first, that counts. Xiaoqi finished speaking, clenched his fists, and shouted. The next second, golden aura erupted from his body, and in an instant, he transformed into Super Saiyan. First, Super Saiyan 1, full power. Next, with another shout from Xiaoqi, his aura grew even stronger. When the aura reached a certain level, a crackling sound. Bolts of lightning appeared out of nowhere, swirling around Xiaoqi's body. The flame-like golden flames transformed into jet-like shapes, and his golden hair stood up even more, with a tuft of golden bangs appearing on his forehead. Xiaoqi looked at the demon dragon saint in front of her with a sharp gaze and said, this is the form that surpasses Super Saiyan. You can think of it as Super Saiyan 2, by the way, my strength in this state is 100 times that of my normal state. Well, let's begin. Elsewhere, Himejima Akino looked at everyone and smiled, I guess you all can't see my husband moving right now. In that case, let me tell you about my husband's training in there. It only took my husband 6 months to transform into Super Saiyan 2. During those 6 months, my husband trained himself to the point of being covered in wounds every day before returning. Fortunately, we brought enough supplies this time. It was heartbreaking to see him like that every day, so I vowed to myself that I would be the best wife I could be to him. After 6 months, I adapted to the environment there and practiced with my husband every day. When we had only 1 month left, my husband had already reached the full power of Super Saiyan 2, but he failed when trying to reach Super Saiyan 3. In his words, if he stayed in there for another year, it would be enough. Out of 365 days, my husband was injured and couldn't practice for 5 days, and he stayed with me for another 5 days. For the remaining 355 days, he practiced for 16 hours every day, not including his meals. Himejima Akino's words silenced not only the people around her but also those watching the live stream. Akino, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Big Cow, I misunderstood you too. I won't pick on you anymore. Himejima Akino smiled at Takisuki Kurumi and Rias. All this hard work is worth it for me, because I'm married to him now. The 5 days he spent with me were our honeymoon. It was just a simple ceremony, but it's the most precious memory for me. What? At this, everyone, from Takisuki Kurumi and Riz to Linglong, Zhu Zhuqing, and Nami, who were watching the live stream, lost their composure. Azune, how could you do this? You said you'd marry him with me, and you snuck off. Are we still good sisters? Big Cow, I really still hate you. I'll definitely make time for the Spirit Time room. Darling, Super Saiyan 3 must be completed by me, Kurumi Takisuki, to help him. Thanks to fellow reader Shen Yui for the monthly ticket. Thanks to fellow reader Bingning Zijing for the monthly ticket. Thanks to fellow reader Lin Bingkang for the monthly ticket. I wish all my fellow readers a happy new year, all the best, great fortune, and prosperity. Chapter 180, Happy New Year. Xiaoqi, everyone, when are you coming to my place? Linglong, oh, don't rush us. You know we girls need time to put on makeup, and today is New Year's Day. I have to look my best before I come to see you. Zhu Zhuqing, exactly, wait a little longer. Takisuki Kurumi, darling, you really don't understand us girls. So many people are coming today, we can't embarrass you. Himejima Akino, honey, wait a little longer. Chelsea, there are more girls here, so they're slow. Nami, your Vivi is taking too long. The rest of us are ready. Euclid, +1. The girls here are also taking too long. Xiaoqi, okay, take your time. Namikaze Minato, Naruto and I are waiting for Kushina and Konan. Sakuragi Hanamichi, big brother, I'm waiting for Haruko. Kuroba Kato, I'm waiting for Aoko. Xiaoqi, you two are playing tongue twisters with me here. Kashiwazaki Sina, damn, this evening dress is actually too small. I could wear it last year. Sakata Gintoki, little cutie, is it possible that you've grown up? Tsunade, shut up right there. If you dare come here looking sloppy, don't tell me I know you. Saga, women are such a hassle. Uzumaki Boruto, bro, won't it be awkward if I bring my parents? Xiaoqi, you won't be awkward, it'll be awkward for your grandparents and your wife. Namikaze Minato, Uzumaki Boruto, then I'd better not bring them. I haven't told them anyway. Xiaoqi, you're such a filial son. Take some New Year's goods back for them later. Uzumaki Boruto, okay, I'll be coming over then. Aizen Sosuke, I'm ready here too. Xiaoqi, okay, those of you who are feeling better come over first, and those who are not feeling better can take their time. Brother, sister Icarus, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Boruto, Happy New Year. As soon as Xiaoqi finished speaking, several figures appeared beside her at the same time. Lam-sama, Saga, why did you bring them here? Aizen Sosuke smiled and said, just to add to the atmosphere. Hello, I'm Naliludu Adeshavank, nice to meet you. The 30th Blade, Tio Haribal, Big Nelly, Sister Haribal, hello. Saga looked at the two people beside him and scolded, why don't you two go over and say hello to me? Afiyukas, Sarna, Chameleon, Jenny, what did I teach you before I came? Saga snorted coldly, take off your masks for me. If you embarrass me, I will go back and kill Sia and Shun. Xiaoqi twitched the corners of his mouth when he heard this. Hey say, today is New Year's Day, can you please not mention fighting and killing? Saga looked at Xiaoqi and said, Xiaoqi, these two women are given to you, do whatever you want. Brother, I call you brother, don't mess with me, I will die if other people know about this. Haribal looked at the flustered Xiaoqi and asked doubtfully, Lord Aizen, is this man really as strong as you say? His strength is beyond my reach. Aizen Sosuke said solemnly. Haribal, Nelio, I hope you will do everything you can to please him. This is not a request, but an order. Yes, Lord Aizen. Xiaoqi was troubled by the four guardians following her. Desperate, she sought out Aizen Sosuke and Saga and asked them to let her go. Not long after, Minato's family and Konan arrived. Brother, Happy New Year X2, Happy New Year, Naruto, Hinata, Minato, sister-in-law, Nun, Happy New Year to you too, Happy New Year X3, Icarus, come greet the guests. He had barely finished speaking when Euclid and her friends arrived. Sorry, I have to go and get busy first. You guys can do whatever you want. Except for the food, everything else is ready here. You can have fun. Uzumaki Kushina smiled and said, Xiaoqi, how about your sister-in-law come to help you? No, you are the guests today. Just have fun. I'll ask the girls at home to hurry up. Yu-chan, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Happy New Year to Ayumu Koa, Hiruna, Sarasvati and Serafini. Happy New Year X4. Yuka looked at Suzuki and said, Happy New Year. Suzuki was stunned. This was the first time he heard Euclid speak. Yu-chan, what's wrong with you? Euclid pointed to the bracelet. Aizen researched it for me. It can last for a day. Oh, I see. Suzuki smiled. Yu-chan, your voice is so sweet. Really nice. Thank you. Then I'll take the others to play first. Do you want Serafini to stay with you? From what I've observed, she should be your favorite type. Yu-chan, I think you should use the booklet. This way you won't be able to say so much at a time. Idiot. As soon as Euclid left, the Yorazuya team appeared beside him. Happy New Year to Jin-san, Kagura, and Shinbaji. Happy New Year, Aru. By the way, where's Shinbaji? Why isn't he here? Asshole, you can't even see me. I'm such a big guy. Oh, how come you were wearing a pair of glasses just now and suddenly turned into Shinbaji's true form? Sakata Gintoki laughed and said, Shinbaji, everyone knows that your true form is glasses. How can I repair it? Sakata Gintoki hooked his arm around Suzuki's shoulders and whispered, Jin-san wants to ask you for a favor. Can you take Shinbaji's sister in? This woman is so annoying. I didn't even want to bring her here. Upon hearing this, Suzuki immediately shouted, Sister Shimurate, I'm reporting Jin-san for saying bad things about you. Asshole, how could you betray Jin-san? Aren't we good brothers? Shimurate appeared behind Sakata Gintoki, emitting black energy all over his body. Jin-san, I think we two need to have a good talk. Help. At that moment, Tsunade, who had arrived, shouted, Who dares to touch my man? Sakata Gintoki immediately ran behind Tsunade and hid. Shimurate squinted his eyes and looked at Tsunade in front of him. Are you Tsunade? Tsunade puffed out her chest and said, Yes, I didn't expect you to look so well at your age. Just a little bit better than you. At that moment, everyone present turned their attention to the two of them. Just as they were waiting to see what the show was about, a woman's voice rang out again. White hair, I heard you found an old woman. I want to see what she looks like. Swallow. Sakata Gintoki's forehead was instantly covered with cold sweat, and he looked at Suzuki for help. Ahem. Suzuki coughed lightly, looking at the three women standing in front of her and saying, It's New Year's Day today. If you dare to fight here and destroy the venue, I don't mind giving each of you a Kamehameha. Sakata Gintoki had just breathed a sigh of relief when he heard this, but Suzuki's second half of the sentence instantly chilled him. But after the party, you three can fight all you want, and the rest of us will just watch the show? HMPH, the three women snorted at each other, then simultaneously grabbed Sakata Gintoki and dragged him to a corner. Suzuki looked at the two girls in front of her and smiled. Linglong, you look so beautiful today. Thank you. Zhi Jinho smiled sweetly, took out the gift she had prepared and said, Happy New Year. Suzuki took the gift and hugged the other party in her arms. Happy New Year, Tisk. I saw you hugging other girls as soon as I arrived. Suzuki looked at Nami and said unhappily, What's it to you? Hello, I'm Wee. Nice to meet you. Hello, I'm Zhi Jinho. I hear Linglong mention your name every day. Today I finally have the chance to meet you. Wee blinked at Zhi Jinho. I hope we can be good sisters. Zhi Jinho smiled and said, I will try my best. Sanji looked at the various beauties here and his eyes instantly turned into the shape of hearts. This place is simply heaven, idiot. Zoro complained as usual, then looked at Suzuki and said, I can feel that there are a lot of powerful guys here, and I really want to fight them. Not now, you can do whatever you want after the banquet. After Suzuki finished speaking, she looked at Sanji and smiled. Sanji, it's getting late, you can go prepare the food. Sanji roared, Asshole, why should I come here and cook for you? Suzuki sighed, I just praised your cooking skills in front of several single girls. They said they would like to get to know you after the banquet. Since you don't want to, I'll go and tell them. Wait, Sanji lit a cigarette, adjusted his suit, and said slowly, Is everything you said true? Suzuki nodded, Today is New Year's Day and I won't lie. Sanji blew out a smoke ring. Okay, I'll take care of all the dishes for today's banquet. Suzuki smiled and shouted to Uzumaki Naruto, Naruto, Please get out 50 shadow clones to help our chef, Sanji. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and the dinner starts at 6 o'clock. Thank you for your hard work. After Sanji left, Nami looked at Xiaoqi and said unhappily, you are still fooling people on New Year's Day. Don't slander me. I really plan to introduce the single girls here to Sanji, but whether they are willing to pay attention to him or not is not something I can control. Okay, you guys find somewhere to play by yourselves. I'm so busy now. Wee smiled. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Linglong and I will help you receive the guests from now on. Linglong smiled. Leave it to me, brother. We are here. Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year, Sakuragi, Haruko, and the Legion. Oh, sorry to have kept you waiting. Happy New Year everyone. Hello, I am Nakamori Aoko. Nice to meet you. Happy New Year, Kato, Aoko. Happy New Year, Administrator. Chelsea is here with all the members of Night Raid. Hello everyone from Night Raid. Darling, your Samsan and the Elf Girl group are here. Hello, Administrator brother. The little cutie is here with her friends. We are too busy. Linglong, Wee and San, please greet everyone first. After a busy period, Xiaoqi, who had no time to catch her breath, began to receive the visitors from the world of Devil High School. Hubby, I'm sorry I'm late. It's all Riaz's fault for being so slow. Azune, it's obviously you who's been slow, and you still have the nerve to blame me. Okay, let's greet the guests first. Jian Jiang, Miss Ning Rongrong has arrived. Xiaoqi, why don't you come over to greet her? Yan Yiren, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Ning Rongrong stomped her feet and pouted. Xiaoqi, you're pretending not to see me, right? I'm angry. Okay, why are you angry on New Year's Day? Come on, smile for me. Hey, I'm busy right now. You guys find a place to sit first. Zhu Zhuqing and I will entertain the guests together. Zhu Zhuqing looked at Xiaoqi and said, sorry I'm late. Xiaoqi smiled. It's okay. It's worth waiting to see my Zhu Zhuqing so beautiful. You're so smooth talking. Zhu Zhuqing smiled and kissed Xiaoqi on the cheek. Happy New Year, hubby. Happy New Year. After all the guests were seated, arranged by Xiaoqi and her family, Xiaoqi and her first partner, Linglong, took the microphone to the center of the stage. Good evening, everyone, and thank you. Wait, we can't start yet. Tsunade interrupted Xiaoqi, shouting, there's one person in our chat group who hasn't arrived yet. Huh? Xiaoqi and Linglong on the stage were stunned, as were the others in the audience. Everyone in their chat group had arrived, hadn't they? After a moment, Xiaoqi realized what was happening and smiled wryly. Sorry, it was my oversight. We did miss one person. I'll let her know right away. As Yuno Agatsuma appeared on the stage, they finally realized there was someone in their chat group. Yuno Agatsuma, you are more familiar with Tsunade, so just sit at her table. Yuno Agatsuma looked at Xiaoqi and smiled. Darling, Happy New Year, this is a gift I prepared for you. Xiaoqi took the flowers from the other party's hand. Thank you, our banquet is about to begin. You can go down and sit down first, okay? Xiaoqi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am today's host Xiaoqi. Thank you for coming to this New Year's dinner today. Here I wish everyone a Happy New Year and all the best. Linglong, hello everyone. I am your goddess Linglong. I wish you all the best this year. Happiness, smile often, and have a baby soon. Huh? Everyone's eyes instantly looked at Linglong. Do you want to hear what her last 4 words were? Realizing that she had said the wrong thing, Linglong smiled awkwardly. Sorry, I was too nervous just now and said the wrong word. Uzumaki Boruto then said loudly, Sister Linglong, I wish you and my brother will give birth to a big fat baby this year. Ha ha ha. Uzumaki Boruto's words caused laughter from everyone present. Chapter 181, Happy New Year. Xiaoqi, thank you all for your company this year. Linglong, thank you all for your support this year. Xiaoqi, now, please enjoy your food while watching the wonderful performances. Linglong, please welcome our first group of guest performers. They are the most beautiful goddess Linglong from the world of Under One Person, and her best friend Zhi Jinhua, who will perform a wonderful dance. Linglong's boasting drew another round of laughter from the audience. Her and Zhi Jinhua's dance started out normal, but from the middle, Linglong completely let herself go. I wonder what Anel would think if he knew that Linglong was using his thunder fruit as a dance stunt. Linglong's reckless behavior made Zhi Jinhua, who was dancing seriously on the stage, feel miserable. In the end, she simply gave up and let Lu Linglong have fun alone. As long as everyone was happy, that was all that mattered. Nami, thank you Goddess Linglong and Jinho for the wonderful dance. I am Nami from One Piece. You can also call me Goddess Nami, Xiaoqi. Compared to Goddess Nami, she has a more famous title. Do you know, everyone, the captain of the Yorazuya pirates, Xiaoqi? It seems that everyone likes the plot of One Piece very much. Nami, thank you for your love for me. Next, please enjoy the wonderful performance from our Straw Hat Pirates. The first to take the stage were Luffy, Chopper and Usopp. They first performed a performance of sticking chopsticks into the nostrils for everyone, and then followed it with an imitation show. The performance of the three made the whole audience laugh non-stop. Just when everyone thought their performance was over, Frankie shouted, "Everyone get ready, Frankie, Zoro, Sanji, form the feet and legs, Zoro and Sanji, oh Frankie, Usopp, Luffy, and I form the torso and arms, Usopp and Luffy, oh Frankie, Chopper, form the head, Chopper, oh 6 people, go forward, Voltron, everyone." At this time, everyone's face was full of embarrassment. Xiaoqi, who had come to Robin's side, whispered, "Actually, in the original story, you were the one who formed the arms." Robin rolled her eyes at him. "Mr. Saiyan, do you think I'm easy to fool? I would never do such a shameful thing." "Okay, I'll go up and host." Kashiwazaki-Sina, thank you to all the Straw Hat Pirates for your wonderful performance. "I'm your cutie, Kashiwazaki-Sina." Sanji, from the audience, shouted, "Cute Sina, Seigo." Xiaoqi, "Hey, chef, please go and cook first." "Thank you, ha ha ha," everyone laughed. Xiaoqi, "Cute, of all the boys today, who do you think is the most handsome?" Kashiwazaki-Sina, "I think the book friends who are reading our book are the most handsome." Xiaoqi, "You're such a clever little rascal. So who's going to perform for us next?" Kashiwazaki-Sina, "Please welcome Kurobe Kato from the world of Detective Conan to give us a wonderful magic show." Kurobe Kato, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Kurobe Kato's magic show brought a visual feast to everyone present, and he also received the warmest applause so far. Kid, Ayako Nakamura in the audience asked puzzledly, "Why do you call Kato Kid?" Sakuragi Hanamichi smiled and said, "Because Kurobe Kato is Kato Kid. When he comes down later, you can beat him up." Xiaoqi, "Sakuragi-san over there, it is not good to reveal other people's identities without authorization. Next time, remember to hold the microphone and shout out what you want to say." Everyone, ha ha ha, Euclid, hello everyone, I am from, oh Euclid's voice caused screams from the audience. This was the first time they heard her voice in person. Xiaoqi, quiet, let our Yu-chan finish what she is saying. Euclid, next, please welcome the Asian dance king Amue Korwa to perform a dance for everyone. The girl said, "Yu-chan, we don't want to look at that pervert, we want to listen to you." Amue Korwa walked onto the stage, standing awkwardly in place. Only after Xiaoqi's reminder did he begin his hip-lifting dance. Initially a little hesitant, he heard the crowd's boos, then completely entered the scene, transforming into a magical girl in a maid's garb. The scene was so unsettling, Xiaoqi had no choice but to forcibly remove him from the stage. Xiaoqi said, "Amue Korwa's zombie dance is a bit jarring, so please forget it." Chelsea said, "Hello everyone, I'm the lovely Chelsea. There are many lovely girls in my world. Any single men here, please contact me." Xiaoqi said, "I'm sure our head chef would have cooked even better dishes if he'd heard that." "So, did everyone from the night raid here give us a wonderful performance today?" Chelsea said, "Of course. Now, let's welcome everyone from the night raid to give us a wonderful nunchaku show." Accompanied by the rhythm of the music of nunchucks, all the members of Night Raid performed a set of nunchaku performances on the stage. "Hurry up and use the nunchakus to hum ha ha. Hurry up and use the nunchakus to hum ha ha. If I had light skills, I could fly over the eaves and walk on the walls. I am an upright and unyielding person with integrity." Xiaoqi, what a wonderful performance. It's much more exciting than Boruto. Uzumaki Boruto, brother, please let me go on New Year's Day. Riaz, hello everyone. I'm Riaz Gremory. Although there are many young ladies in Night Raid, our high school world is not bad either. Xiaoqi, it seems that our dinner tonight will become an If You Are the One program. Xiaoqi, Riaz, I heard that you are going to perform a show with other worlds this time. Riaz, not only that, The relationship between the two of them is also unusual. Rias, next up are Ravel from our world and her fiancé, Uzumaki Boruto. Please welcome them to present a spectacular display of magical ninjutsu, Uzumaki Boruto, ninjutsu, the 12 zodiac signs. As the 12 zodiac signs appeared above the stage, Ravel spread her wings and soared into the air, igniting each one with her phoenix flame. Ravel, these flames won't harm anyone, they'll automatically extinguish after the banquet. Boruto and Ravel's performance imbued the entire banquet hall with a festive New Year's atmosphere, earning applause from the crowd. Xiaoqi, Zhuqing, what are you doing here with a sledgehammer on New Year's Day? Zhu Zhuqing, hello everyone, I'm Zhu Zhuqing from Dalu. The sledgehammer I hold is related to the upcoming performance. Xiaoqi, oh? I'm sure everyone's curious about what kind of performance requires a sledgehammer. Could you please tell us a little more about it? Zhu Zhuqing, next, please invite Linglong and Meng Yiren from our Dalu to bring you a performance of breaking stones with their chests. When a huge stone slab was placed on Linglong's body, everyone at the scene took a deep breath. They were very worried about whether there would be any accidents during this performance. Just as Meng Yiren raised the big hammer in his hand and was about to hit Linglong's chest, Sakata Gintoki in the audience suddenly yelled, "Hashigamate, Jin-sang needs to come on stage to check the authenticity of this hammer and stone slab." In an instant, everyone's eyes were focused on Sakata Gintoki. Okay, our Jin-sang is welcome to come on stage to check. After Sakata Gintoki came on stage, Xiaoqi knocked him to the ground without saying a word, and then asked Linglong and Meng Yiren to cover Sakata Gintoki's chest with a stone slab. Ahem, this thing is actually real. Sakata Gintoki was numb. He felt that although this thing looked very realistic, it was probably fake. After all, what girl would play the game of breaking stones with her chest? Xiaoqi, Jin-san has checked it. You can continue. Xiaoqi, our Jin-san said that he wanted to play the game of breaking stones with his chest on behalf of Linglong. So, is there anyone who wants to come and smash it? Sakata Gintoki said anxiously. No, Jin-san never said such a thing. Xiaoqi nodded. Jin-san said that in order to express his love for Tsunade and Fushan, he hopes that the two of them will come together to smash the stone. No, Jin-san never said such a thing. However, the people in the audience didn't care so much. They all started to clamor for Tsunade and Fushan to come on stage. The moment Tsunade and Fushan came on stage and held the big hammer, everyone stood up. Tsunade, swallow, you two be gentle, otherwise Jin-san will die. Xiaoqi, Tsunade, Fushan, as the saying goes, the harder you hit, the deeper your love for Jin-san. Don't you agree, everyone? Yes, Yamicho. Watching Tsunade and Fushan raise the sledgehammers high above their heads, Sakata Gintoki was completely panicked, cold sweat pouring down his face. With a loud bang, the stone slab on Sakata Gintoki's body shattered, and cracks appeared on the floor beneath him. And our Sakata Gintoki himself was foaming at the mouth, his eyes rolled back, and he fainted on the stage. Xiaoqi, someone, please take our Mr. Sakata Gintoki, who has dedicated himself to art, back to his seat. Linglong, hello everyone, I'm Linglong. I'm so sorry that I didn't show you how to break a stone with my chest just now. Meng Yiren, hello everyone, I'm Meng Yiren. I hope that the good children here will not imitate our Mr. Sakata Gintoki's behavior. Linglong, Yanran, have you ever seen the stars shatter? Meng Yiren, no, but I'm sure such a scene would be truly spectacular. Linglong, so, do you want to see it today? Meng Yiren, I think it's not just me, everyone here wants to see it. Linglong, next, please welcome our Gemini Gold Saint, Saga, to the stage to perform the Starburst. As the roof above the venue opened from the center, Saga, his inner universe ignited to the extreme, unleashed his most powerful move. Galaxy Starburst. Everyone looked up at the scene in the sky that resembled a firework explosion. It's so beautiful. So this is what stars shatter. Wei, hello everyone, I'm Wei from the world of One Piece. I'm sure many of you are as captivated by Saga as I am. Shaka fans, Shaka is the best. Xiaoqi, whether it's Saga or Shaka, there's one of us whose charisma surpasses them all. Do you know who it is? Linglong shouted, my husband, Vivi. It seems that our Linglong goddess loves my husband very much. Ha ha ha, everyone laughed at the same time. Vivi, the next one to perform on stage is amazing. His hairspray hands, his classic lines, and his own personal charm can be said to be a classic in the hearts of countless people. Xiaoqi, let's shout out his name together, everyone. Aizen-sama, Aizen Sosuke, -N, please look at the sky. I saw a big hole in the sky, and hundreds of Killians and Achukas crawled out and stood in a row. Just when everyone was wondering what they were going to do, all the 10 espadas walked out from inside. Aizen Sosuke, well, let's start. The next second, hundreds of void flashes streaked across the sky, and the originally dark sky instantly turned red. However, this was only the beginning. As the 10 espadas released their void flashes of various colors, the entire sky finally formed a super large rainbow. This is the first time I've seen a rainbow at night, and it will probably be the last time in my life. Himejima Akino. Oh, it seems that everyone is fascinated by the performance brought by Landa, Tokisaki Kurumi. Landa's performance was indeed wonderful, but the next grand finale will be even more exciting. Himejima Akino. I heard that the number of people performing next is the largest of all the shows this time. Tokisaki Kurumi. Of course, this time I brought all the elf girls from Data Live here. Himejima Akino. Oh, this is really a big deal. So what show are you going to perform? Tokisaki Kurumi. Next, all of our elves will perform the welcome song Guangzai Fuke for everyone together with Xiaoqi, the administrator of the Orazu Ayachat group. I congratulate you on your fortune and your brilliance. The best ones, please come over here, and the not so good ones, please go away. Oh, more courtesy, less blame. Xiaoqi, wearing a red tang suit, was the first to appear on stage and sing. Immediately afterwards, all the elves from 1 to 10, dressed in their divine spiritual costumes, appeared one after another. When the song reached the final chorus, Xiaoqi, standing in the center, shouted to the audience, everyone sing together. Everyone, I congratulate you on your fortune and your brilliance. The best ones, please come over here, and the not so good ones, please go away. Oh, more courtesy, less blame. I wish all book friends good fortune, wealth, health, peace, good luck, and good fortune in 2025. Thank you to book friend Yuxing Fang for the monthly ticket. Thank you to book friend Alex Sia for the monthly ticket. Thank you to book friend Passersby who like novels for the monthly ticket. Chapter 182 Xiangbai vs Zheng Yang. The demonic dragon saint was now fuming. This despicable human had become incredibly powerful since his transformation, but even more detestable was his arrogance. Not only had he endured a 5-minute beating, but he'd also been listening to him ramble on for 5 minutes. 3, 2, 1, 5 minutes up. Goodbye. The demonic dragon saint said this and flew away without a backward glance. If he agreed to fight him again, he'd be a dog. After seeing the other fly away, Xiaoqi instantly appeared next to Himejima Akino. She looked at Minato Namikaze and said, Minato, do you want to play? I feel so strong now, forget it. I can't even see your movements clearly. Minato Namikaze laughed and continued, the only one who can play with you now is probably Saga. Why are you fighting? Let me take a closer look at you now. That's right, Akino is tired of looking at you. I haven't seen you carefully yet. Tokisaki Kurumi and Riaz looked Xiaoqi up and down, muttering, that little look is so fierce. I was still cute when she was a little puppy before. That little tuft of yellow hair is quite funny. Tokisaki Kurumi and Riaz looked at each other at this point, and then kissed Xiaoqi on both sides of her cheek. I love you the most, darling, husband. After witnessing the Super Saiyan 2, everyone returned to Riaz's home. Xiaoqi said that he would take some time off to relax and unwind. After all, he was exhausted after a year in the Spirit Time room. Upon hearing this, Tokisaki Kurumi and Riaz's faces lit up and they immediately discussed Xiaoqi's assignment. As for Himejima Akino, they automatically ignored her. You've already been sleeping with me for a year, how dare you come and compete with us again? After dinner, Tokisaki Kurumi took Xiaoqi and Icarus back to her own world. Zhu Zhuqing, Linglong, and Wei Wei, who had received the news, also arrived immediately. The three of them were all inspired by Himejima Akino today. This was no longer a matter of overtaking on a curve, the opponent was literally taking off like a rocket. Tonight, the four of them had to show their best skills. The next day at noon, Xiaoqi, reminded by Sakuragi Hanamichi, came to the slam dunk world. Today was the day of the Xiangbai vs Shoyo game. Everyone, long time no see. I heard that you're all very popular now. As Xiaoqi finished speaking, Kawai Mari snorted coldly, but her eyes were always on Xiaoqi. Sakuragi Hanamichi laughed and said, "Brother, reporters from all over the country are coming to Kanagawa to watch our Shohoku game." Ayako smiled and said, "Coach, this is all thanks to our team consultant." Akagi Haruko nodded and said, "Brother, the consultant has been managing the team while you were away. Ayako and I have almost nothing to do." Xiaoqi then turned her gaze to Kawai-mari beside her and said, "Thank you for your hard work during this period." "Thank you," Kawai-mari snorted, "it's our team's coach who is so unreliable." Xiaoqi felt a little embarrassed when he heard this, and all the Shohoku players were holding back their laughter. Only this person dared to talk to their coach like this. Even Sakuragi Hanamichi, who is usually the most arrogant, was as well behaved as a kitten in front of Xiaoqi. Mari Kawai looked at Xiaoqi and said, "You're not going to run away again in the middle of today's game, are you?" "Not today," Xiaoqi said, pulling out a stack of cards and smiling at the group in front of her. "I think you all know what this is. Do you want one?" "Yes," from the main players like Takanori Akagi, Hisashi Mitsui, and Ryotami Ioji to the substitutes, led by Kajiro Mitsunobu, all roared with joy. Xiaoqi smiled, "Then let's see how you perform later." Oh, at that moment, everyone was excited, eager for the game to begin immediately. When they arrived at the locker room inside the gym, Minato Namikaze, Kato Kuroba, and Gintoki Sakata also arrived. Akagi, Miyaji, Mitsui, Murasaki and Jin-san, the 5 of you will be the starting players later. The other 4 people except Sakata Gintoki were stunned. After hesitating for a while, Akagi Takanori said, "Coach, can you replace Jin-san with Recall Kid?" This was the arrangement before. Sakata Gintoki pinched his nose and said unhappily, "What's wrong with you, gorilla? Do you look down on me, Jin-san?" Xiaoqi looked at Akagi Takanori and the other 3 and said, "In today's game, the 4 of you are not only the starters, but also the main players. In other words, whether you can enter the round-robin tournament depends on your performance. If you can't even enter the round-robin tournament, don't even think about getting skill cards from me. You will even become a laughingstock for everyone." After hearing this, the 4 of Akagi Takanori no longer had a relaxed expression on their faces. They knew that Xiaoqi would definitely do what he said. Sakata Gintoki looked at the 4 of them with disdain. "Why are you so nervous? Let Jin-san lead you to victory this match. Brother, we're scared because of you. Just don't cause us any trouble later." When the Shohoku basketball team, wearing white jerseys, and the Shoyo team, wearing green jerseys, simultaneously entered the arena, the packed auditorium erupted in cheers. With the exception of the Shoyo cheerleaders, everyone else was there to see the Shohoku team perform. LOVE, Ruko, Sakuragi, keep up the show today. Kato, we want to see your magic tricks. However, compared to the 3 above, Minato Namikaze's popularity startled Xiaoqi. "Where are our cute babies guards?" With a leader's shout, 2/3 of the crowd responded. "Who is the most handsome in the Xiangbai basketball team?" Namikaze. "Minato." "Who is the most handsome in all the basketball teams in Kanagawa?" Namikaze. "Minato." "What is our slogan?" "Protect the cute babies and defeat all enemies." "Wow," Xiaoqi exclaimed, "what a guy. He has only been absent from a few games, how come even the cute babies are out?" Mari Kawai laughed and said, "Ruko is too cold. The only ones who support him are his die-hard fans. Sakuragi has publicly stated that Haruko is the only one in his heart, so all the fans who support him are male fans. Although Kato's magic is popular with both men and women, Minato's image is more appealing to the girls here. Add to that his various fancy showmanship, which makes his popularity far exceed that of others." Xiaoqi looked at him and said, "Then where are all my fans? I gained a large number of fans in the first game." Mari Kawai rolled her eyes at him and said, "You haven't played in so many games. Your popularity has long been replaced by them one by one." "That seems to make sense." Xiaoqi nodded, then looked at Minato Namikaze and smiled. "Mengbeo, does your sister-in-law know about you doing this?" Minato Namikaze smiled embarrassedly. "Please keep it a secret for me. After all, those people don't know the truth about us." Gintoki Sakata curled his lips. "Jin-san must make everyone here a die-hard fan of Jin-san today." Mari Kawai looked at everyone and said, "You guys go do the pre-match warm-up. The coach and I will go do the pre-match interview." Xiaoqi looked at Mari Kawai with a puzzled look on her face. "When did the pre-match interview segment start?" "These are all organized by the organizing committee. The popularity of the Xiangbai team is too high now. Both Xiaoqi and Sakuragi Hanamichi have received invitations from several basketball universities. Mari Kawai took out a stack of papers from her bag and handed it to Xiaoqi, and continued, "I have prepared a speech for you. You just need to read it later." Ayako on the side poked Xiaoqi with her elbow and smiled. "Mari has done a lot of work in private to prevent your identities from being exposed. Do you want to reconsider?" Mari Kawai said. "Ayako, it's game time now. Let's talk about personal feelings after the game." Under the leadership of Mari Kawai, Xiaoqi accepted interviews from reporters from all over the country. If it weren't for the manuscript prepared by Mari Kawai for him, he would really have a headache. After the interview, Kawai Mari took advantage of the moment when no one was around to look at Xiaoqi and said, "I heard from Sakuragi that you've recently developed a very cool form. Can you show it to me after the game?" Xiaoqi nodded, "Sure." 3 minutes before the match between Xiaoqi and Shoyo began, the starting lineups for both teams were read out. This time, Kawai Mari took the initiative to explain, "This is only done during Xiaoqi basketball games, however, I'm afraid your arrangement will cause dissatisfaction among those in the audience." As Kawai Mari had predicted, everyone erupted in discontent when they realized none of their supporters were among the Xiaoqi starters. On the other hand, Shoyo's entire starting lineup, including Fujima, was in the starting lineup. Even if they lost, they would fight to the bitter end. As the game began, Xiaoqi, relying solely on its three main players, Akagi Takanori, Miyaji Ryota, and Mitsui Hisashi, quickly fell to a 10-point lead over Fujima's Shoyo team. While the Akagis and the other two skills had improved under the daily bruising of Sakuragi and Ruka, they weren't destined for elite status overnight, especially since they were playing 4 against 5. Sakata Gintoki, who hadn't even touched the ball since the start of the game, said anxiously, "Why don't you pass the ball to Gintoki? Gintoki can dunk them all." Shoyo's defender, Takano, scoffed, "They're not passing it to you for your own good, that way you can stay on the court longer. After all, your notoriety is all over Kanagawa." As Takano spoke, Miyaji Ryota, under Fujima's tight defense, passed the ball to Sakata Gintoki, who then took the opportunity to dribble past him and run to the free throw line. "Jin-san, pass me the ball." "No shit. Jin-san is going to slam dunk right in front of everyone." But just as Sakata Gintoki turned around, Takano, who was defending him, screamed and fell to the ground. At the same time, the referee's whistle blew. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 183, Jin-san still can't escape the fate of 5 fouls and being ejected. Beep, white number 13 charges. Sakata Gintoki slammed the ball to the ground, angrily approaching the referee and demanding, "Why are you the black whistle again? Jin-san's little didn't even touch him, and you dare to call that?" Perhaps by coincidence, the referee for today's match happened to be the same referee from their first match against Migrate. Most of the crowd booed the referee, many of them having seen Sakata Gintoki not even touch the opponent. It was just that a Shoyo defender happened to block the referee's view as he turned. The referee then realized his call was likely a mistake. He already had a bad impression of Sakata Gintoki, and coupled with Takano's exaggerated performance, he instinctively blew the whistle. But the call was already made, and he could only uphold it and remind Sakata Gintoki to raise his hand, otherwise he would be given a technical foul. Frustrated, Sakata Gintoki raised his hand. Tsunade was watching him live on the broadcast, and he didn't want to be ejected in such a disgraceful manner. The other 4 Xiaoqi players came over to comfort Sakata Gintoki. Xiaoqi, who had been watching the situation unfold from the bench, jokingly said, "It seems our Jin-san really wants to show off today, but I wonder how many points he can score." At the 12th minute of the first half, Fujima once again dribbled past Miyaji Ryota's defense and drained a three-pointer. The entire arena was completely silent, save for the cheers of the Shoyo cheerleaders. Before this, no one would have thought Xiaoqi, who could score 200 points in every game, would now only have a measly 18 points, a full 20 points behind Shoyo. Xiaoqi requests a timeout. Xiaoqi gave Ayako a look as the 5 Xiaoqi players reached the bench. Ayako nodded, picked up the statistics sheet in her hand and read, Senior Akagi, 8 points, 2 fouls, Senior Mitsui, 5 points, 1 foul, Senior Murasaki, 3 points, 2 fouls. Ryota, 2 points, 2 fouls. Jin-san, 0 points, 3 fouls. Suzuki clapped his hands and said with a smile, "Your performance really opened my eyes." "What, are you waiting for a few of us to come and rescue you?" The 4 Akages lowered their heads. Sakata Gintoki said unhappily, "If you hadn't said you were going to play serious basketball today, Jin-san would have beaten them long ago." Suzuki said with a smile, "Every move of your non-serious basketball is a foul. If you don't believe me, you can try it later, but I have to remind you, Jin-san, you have 2 fouls left before you leave the court." Tisk. Sakata Gintoki curled his lips and whispered, "Jin-san is definitely going to slam dunk today." Suzuki looked at the other 4 people and said, "Just now, after watching your performance on the court, I have started to think about who to give these skill cards to. The 3-point skill card, I can give it to Ashen from Hainan. The point guard skill card, if Shoyo wins, I can give it to Fujima. The center skill card, I will give it to Mori Shigehiro or Kawada Masashi. Anyway, as long as Sakuragi and Ruko have an opponent in the future, it doesn't make much difference to them whether the candidate is you or not." Ruko spread his hands and said indifferently, "It doesn't matter who you give it to. The only one who can beat me is me." "Stinky fox, why are you stealing my lines?" Sakuragi Hanamichi said angrily, and then sneered at the 4 people in front of him. "Sure enough. You guys are no match for this genius. If you lose, this genius and Haruko will go to other schools. Anyway, there are a lot of schools that want me." Akaji Haruko nodded, "Wherever Sakuragi goes, I will go." The words of Ruko and Sakuragi Hanamichi successfully aroused the anger of the 4 people. Akaji Takanori looked at them and roared, "You 2 first-year brats, stop being so arrogant. I was just giving in to Shoyo." Mitsui Hisashi raged, "When I started playing basketball, you 2 were still nursing babies." "What a boast," Miyagi Ryota shouted, "just watch. I'm going to crush Fujima in a minute. I'm the best guard in the country." Kajiro Kanobu said, "Just sit back and watch this game." Sakata Gintoki shouted, "That's right. Jin-san is going to crush their balls in a minute." However, as soon as he finished speaking, the 4 Akages immediately distanced themselves from him. Sakata Gintoki was shameless, but the others still had some. The timeout quickly passed, and upon returning to the court, the 4 Akages seemed like completely different people. Akaji Takanori and Miyagi Ryota went head-to-head against Hanagata and Fujima. Mitsui Hisashi finally unleashed his 3-point shooting, and even Kajiro occasionally showed flashes of brilliance. Only Arjun-san still scored a single goal, but he wasn't entirely without contribution. At least his mental toughness made Takano and the other Shoyo defenders miserable. Mitsui's buzzer-beating 3-pointer put the first-half score at 46-52, with Shohoku trailing by 6 points. In the locker room, Suzuki looked at the 5 players before her and said with a smile, "This is not bad for a 4-on-5 game. Keep it up in the second half." Facing the quizzical looks from Akaji Takanori and the other 3, Suzuki chuckled, "Before the game, I told you 4 were the starters. You have 2 ways to rest. First, close the gap to Shoyo by 20 points. Second, you 4 have to cramp up and leave the court. Alright, take this opportunity to rest up, Jin-san. You have one last chance to foul, so make sure you do it." When Shohoku fielded the same players in the second half, not only the Shoyo players were stunned, but everyone in the stands was stunned. The Xiangbai team had always had a fixed lineup in their previous games. Not only did Ruko not start today, but now they didn't even let him play in the second half. What were they thinking? Suddenly, the names of Ruko, Sakuragi Hanamichi, Kuroba Kato, and Namikaze Minato rang out in the arena. Of course, there were also shouts for Suzuki, but his current popularity was not as high as any of the other 4. Takano, facing off against Sakata Gintoki, whispered, "White hair, do you look down on us, Shoyo?" Sakata Gintoki sneered, "There's no need for anyone else to play. Jin-san, I can crush you anytime." Takano looked at Sakata with disdain. "If it were those guys down there, I'd believe them, but forget it with you, you worthless piece of shit. But then again, it's so easy to deal with you. How about I let you score a few points so you can stay on the court?" To Takano's surprise, Sakata Gintoki didn't answer him this time. Instead, he shouted at the referee, "Referee, this guy's been sexually harassing Jin-san. That's despicable. Are you going to do anything about this?" A brief silence fell in the arena. Even the other players from Shohoku and Shoyo forgot about attacking and defending. Ha ha ha. A moment later, the arena echoed with joyful laughter. The referee stopped the game and walked over to Takano, saying, "Green number 8, please be careful with your words and actions. If I catch you again, I'll send you off the court." "No, I didn't." Takano felt very aggrieved, but facing the referee's gaze, he finally whispered, "I understand." After the game resumed, Sakata Gintoki shouted for Miyagi Ryuta to pass the ball to him. It must be said that Miyagi was still worldly wise. Seeing that everyone else was now tightly guarded, he finally passed the ball to Sakata Gintoki. Sakata Gintoki, who received the ball, whispered, "The referee's watching you now. If you dare to make any move towards Jin-san, Jin-san will yell immediately, 'Brother, you don't want to be sent off the court, do you?'" Sakata Gintoki's words successfully frightened Takano, and in the moment when the other party was stunned, Sakata Gintoki successfully dribbled past him. "Gorilla, hold that four-eyed guy for me. Jin-san, I'm going to dunk," Sakata Gintoki roared as he entered the 3-second zone. He then leaped high, holding the ball in one hand. With a thud, the basketball slammed into the hoop, marking Sakata Gintoki's first slam dunk. Excited, Sakata Gintoki hung on the rim with one hand for a long time without dropping. At this point, everyone, including Xiaoqi, was surprised that Sakata Gintoki had actually dunked it. They also didn't notice that the referee had put the whistle in his mouth. Komiya, remember to pass the ball to Jin-san more often later. Zio-san, a three-pointer is not as cool as a slam dunk. Zio-mu, just shout 666 to Jin-san from the side later. Gorilla, see, as long as Jin-san is serious, a team like Shoyo can be easily defeated. Takano, who could no longer bear it, shouted, "Referee, he has a technical foul." Beep. White number 13 has a technical foul and is out for 5 fouls. It was not until the referee's whistle sounded that they remembered that they had forgotten to remind Sakata Gintoki. "What?" Sakata Gintoki, who had fallen to the ground, angrily walked up to the referee and demanded, "Jin-san, where did you commit a foul? If you don't explain yourself to Jin-san today, I'll crush you to pieces." Xiaoqi, who had slapped Sakata Gintoki with a knife, looked at the referee and said with an apologetic smile, "I'm sorry." His condition had been improving a bit, but he got too excited just now and it's flaring up again. "I'll take him to the hospital right away." The referee twitched his lips, warned Xiaoqi, and then reminded him to make the substitution quickly so as not to disrupt the game. Just as everyone waited eagerly for Shihoku to bring in one of the players, Xiaoqi brought in Kakuta Daiei and told the other 4 players not to forget what he had said during halftime. As the game resumed, all 5 Shihoku players on the court gave it their all. With 5:07 remaining, the score stood at 77-77. At this moment, Mitsui and Murasakibara were already limping on the court, and the other 3 were also sweating and panting. The 4 of them passed. Xiaoqi smiled with satisfaction, then looked at the bench and said, "Sakuragi, Ruko, Minato, Kato, we're ready to go. Thanks to book friend Tao Bebe in Peach Blossom Land for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friends Mhlovwyao for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend 20240816034021701 for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend Meow Meow Star for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend 20210704150300337 for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend Big Pig for the monthly ticket." Chapter 184, The Birth of the Slam Dunk Version of Generation of Miracles. The Shihoku team requests a substitution. At that moment, everyone in the audience stood up and gave a resounding round of applause to Akagi Takanori and his 5 players. Immediately afterwards, the names of Sakuragi Hanamichi, Ruko Kid, Kuroba Kato, Namikaze Minato, and Xiaoqi rang out throughout the stadium. Xiaoqi stepped forward and high-fived each of the Akagi players. "Well done. Go and rest." On the other side, the 5 Shoyo players on the court wore solemn expressions, knowing full well that the game was over and they would be reduced to mere background figures for the rest of the game. The game unfolded just as everyone expected. The Shihoku players took over the game, putting on a spectacular performance. Xiaoqi capped the game with a slam dunk, bringing the final score to 117-77. Shihoku scored 40 points in the final 5 minutes, leaving the Shoyo team with nothing to do but serve the ball and watch the 5 players perform. Xiaoqi walked up to Fujima and extended her hand. "What a wonderful game." Fujima extended his hand and smiled. I'm looking forward to you all reaching the top of the world in the future. Thank you, see you later. Inside the Xiaoqi locker room, Namikaze Minato, Kuroba Kato, and Sakata Gintoki exchanged greetings before returning to their respective worlds. The rest of the Xiaoqi team was in no mood to celebrate their victory. They were all waiting for Xiaoqi to return from the post-match interview. 10 minutes later, before Xiaoqi showed up, Miyagi Ryota hurriedly said, "Sakuragi, coach, no, Big Brother isn't leaving, is he?" Mitsui Hisashi nodded. "Sakuragi, why don't you send a message to Origin? Look at you two, you're such losers," Akagi Takanori said grumpily. Then, looking at Sakuragi and Haruko, he said, "Sister, brother-in-law, when can you invite Big Brother over for dinner? Let's bond a little." Oh my god, Sakuragi Hanamichi and Akagi Haruko were stunned. Miyagi Ryota and Mitsui Hisashi were stunned. Even the others looked at Akagi Takanori as if he were a stranger. They hadn't expected the seemingly most honest gorilla among them to be so shameless. Just then, the locker room door opened from the outside, and the next second, Xiaoqi and Mariko appeared before everyone. Sensing the strange atmosphere in the locker room, Xiaoqi looked at everyone and said with a smile, "What's wrong with you?" Miyagi Ryota and Mitsui Hisashi rubbed their hands together and said with a simple smile, "Brother, you know what I mean." Xiaoqi smiled, closed the locker room door, walked over to the crowd, and said with a smile, "Before I give you your skill cards, there's something I need to make clear to you, Akagi, Murasaki, Mitsui, and Miyagi. To avoid unnecessary trouble, the four of you cannot use any skills in the upcoming round-robin matches. You can only use them at the national competition. Do you understand?" "Understood," Akagi and the other three nodded. With less than 2 weeks until the round-robin matches, they couldn't believe they had mastered such incredible skills in such a short time, let alone others. Xiaoqi took out her skill cards and walked over to each person in turn. "Kumure, this thunderous dribble skill card is for you. Remember to dye your hair yellow." "Mitsui, this is the full court 3-point shot you want most. Remember to dye your hair green." "Akagi, yours is the Murasara Atsushi template. As for how strong he is, you should ask Sakuragi later. Remember to dye your hair purple." "Miyagi, yours is the perfect pass. It's a pity that I don't have the Eye of the Emperor. You'll have to make do with this Eye of the Eagle skill card for now. As for the color of your hair," just when Xiaoqi fell into deep thought, Sakuragi Hanamichi smiled and said, "Brother, let Miyagi dye his hair pink for the time being." As soon as Sakuragi Hanamichi finished speaking, the whole locker room burst into laughter. Miyagi Ryota blushed and said unhappily, "Sakuragi, why don't you dye your hair that color yourself?" Ayako smiled and said, "Ryota, I think Sakuragi's suggestion is great. I think you'd look really cute with pink hair." Xiaoqi looked at them and said, "We're not asking you to dye your hair to make you delinquents. We're trying to give you more personality and make you more memorable, and don't forget, your sights are no longer set on the whole country, but the whole world. Ruka, you should dye your hair blue later. That way, you'll have the Generation of Miracles version of Slam Dunk. As for the rest of you, don't be discouraged. You'll all have a chance to play in the next 3 round-robin matches. You should understand." "Right, I understand," all of Xiaoqi's substitutes shouted in unison. Mariko smiled and said, "Everyone, I've already contacted the barber shop. Let's go." As the 4 Akagis finished dyeing their hair and walked out of the barber shop, they instantly attracted the attention of passers-by. They'd seen yellow, red, and even white hair before, but green, purple, and even the more outrageous pink had never been seen before. If smartphones hadn't existed in this era, Xiaoqi was sure the people around him would have been trending on social media. Inside the Xiaoqi basketball arena, Xiaoqi looked across at the 5 people, led by Sakuragi Hanamichi, and said with a smile, "Let me experience the power of you, the Generation of Miracles." Sakuragi Hanamichi laughed heartily. "Brother, I won't hold back from now on. Be careful." As soon as he finished speaking, he instantly entered the zone state, and next to him, Ruka also entered the zone state. "Ruka, you're amazing. You've mastered the zone in such a short time. Since you're all cheating, I'll do the same." As Xiaoqi transformed into Super Saiyan, a basketball game even more fantastical than fantasy basketball unfolded inside the Xiaoqi basketball arena. After some fun, Xiaoqi said goodbye to everyone at Xiaoqi. Just as he was about to leave, Mariko called him over. Seeing this, everyone from Xiangbai left the basketball arena, leaving the place to the 2 of them. You promised me to show me your latest form. Don't think I didn't know that was just Super Saiyan 1, you really understand. Zhu Zhuqing smiled, transforming into Super Saiyan 2 and looking at her. This is it now, Kawaimari nodded, pulling out her camera from her bag and snapping away at Zhu Zhuqing. Don't worry, I won't let anyone else see these photos. Besides, my feelings for you won't change. I know I can't compete with any of them right now, but I'll work hard to change. I hope you can give me your answer after you win the national championship. Whether you accept or not, don't say anything now, just go back. Remember to come during the round-robin tournament. Zhu Zhuqing glanced at Kawaimari with a complicated expression before leaving. Before he came to the slam dunk world, Tokisaki Kirumi had warned him that he was assigned to Rias today and that he could go directly to the Demon High School world after playing. Inside the Occult Research Department. Aquino, when did you return to the human world? Rias pouted and said, why do you call me Aquino as soon as you get here? Can't you see how cute Rias is? Himejima Aquino smiled and said, maybe this is the difference between a wife and a girlfriend. Hearing this, Rias instantly got furious. She put her hands on her hips and looked at the other person and said unhappily, Big Cow, don't forget that you're just a tool today. You have to stay at Samson's place tonight. Before that, shouldn't you introduce our newcomer to my husband? What do you mean by your husband? He's obviously my husband. Okay, Rias muttered after hearing this, then looked at Zhu Zhuqing and smiled. Husband, let me introduce you to two acquaintances, Yudo, Kaneko, bring them in. Roswis? Gasper, Zhu Zhuqing exclaimed at the two people in front of him, but his surprise was more due to Roswis. Gasper had long been Rias's servant, merely temporarily sealed for some reason, so his early release wasn't too surprising. But Roswis was different. According to the original plot, she should still be serving as Odin's guard, until the events of the evil god Loki, when she was reincarnated as Rias's demon servant. Rias smiled at Zhu Zhuqing's surprise and said, Surprised? Surprised? It's certainly quite surprising. Zhu Zhuqing nodded, looking at Rias and asking, how did you manage to lure Roswis here? Rias smiled. Don't worry about that. Go say hello to them first. Zhu Zhuqing nodded, walked over to Gasper, and said, you. However, before he could even utter yes, Gasper hid in a cardboard box. Wow, it's so scary outside. I feel safer here. Zhu Zhuqing's mouth twitched as she looked at the shaking cardboard box. Rias, standing beside her, said with a smile, I won't tell you much about Gasper's personality. I'll leave his future teaching to you. I think you're also very interested in his abilities. Okay, leave it to me. He was indeed very interested in Gasper's mystic eyes of death perception time-stopping ability. Zhu Zhuqing walked up to Roswis and looked at her and said, hello, however, he once again stopped mid-sentence. Suddenly, big tears flowed from Roswis's eyes, and she cried loudly, it's too much? Lord Odin is too much? He actually sold me out so easily after working so hard until now. Zhu Zhuqing was completely numb. She turned her head and looked at Rias and said, what's going on with her? Maybe she's not used to being a devil yet. Rias smiled awkwardly, then patted Roswis on the shoulder and said, okay, don't be sad. I offer you the best treatment here. I will pay for your 5 insurances and 1 fund every month. What's more important is that I have a partner here. Isn't this better than that old man Odin's place? At this time, Himejima Aquino whispered in Zhu Zhuqing's ear, when we went to the Spirit Time House, Rias asked her brother to contact Odin, and then made some deals with Odin to poach Roswis. As soon as Himejima Aquino finished speaking, Roswis looked at Zhu Zhuqing and said, Rias said you can help me beat Odin, please help me beat him up next time. Zhu Zhuqing smiled awkwardly, I'll try my best. Roswis smiled wickedly upon hearing this answer, Lord Odin. I will definitely not let you go the next time we meet. Rias looked at Zhu Zhuqing and smiled, now the only one missing is Zenobia. I will find her as soon as possible, but before that, let me take you to see our new home. The new home that Rias mentioned was a 3-story villa not far from Kuo Academy. Each floor had 5-6 rooms. After Rias's allocation, Kiba Yudo and Gasper lived on the first floor, Toshiro Bayin and Roswis lived on the second floor, and she, Himejima Aquino, and Zhu Zhuqing lived on the third floor. As for Hayao Issei and Asia, they did not move in, they still chose to live in their own homes. After holding a simple welcome banquet for the new Roswis, Rias returned to the room and couldn't wait to send Himejima Aquino to Tokisaki Kirumi. Husband, Your Switch Princess Riaz is online. We are going to spend a happy world of 2 tonight. Chapter 185 Saint Seiya Story Opening. For the next few days, Xiaoqi split her time between the high school world and the date world, accompanying her girlfriend while awaiting Saga's storyline. During these days, the only storyline mission to trigger was Nami's. Since Xiaoqi had already stated she wouldn't participate in Moria's storyline, Takisaki Kurumi, Zhu Zhuqing, and Linglong also declined the mission. Ultimately, the abandoned Nami gave the 3 spots to Euclid, Chelsea, and Sakata Gintoki, who hadn't been to the pirate world in a while. That evening, the long-awaited Zodiac storyline finally arrived. Hint: this storyline mission triggers, and group member Saga will enter the Zodiac storyline. Group members can modify the storyline to their liking. The greater the modification, the more points they earn. This mission can be completed with 2 group members, Saga, Tisk. There are fewer spots than I expected. It's all that Athena's fault, Xiaoqi. She's also to blame for this, Saga. Ever since I brought that stinky woman back to the sanctuary, I've been annoyed every day. If it weren't for my great cause, I would have sent her to Cialis long ago, Xiaoqi. So what's the situation on your side now, Saga? When I asked Aphrodite to bring Athena back, I also told those 5 cockroaches that if you want to stay with Athena, you should try to break through the Zodiac and gain the approval of all of us Gold Saints, Saga. As a result, those Bronze Saints, instigated by Dako, all came here, and the day after tomorrow is the day they break through the Zodiac. Kashiwazaki Sina, so the number of people breaking through the Zodiac this time is twice as many as in the original story. Namikaze Minato, the number is not the point. The point is what the attitude of Athena and you Gold Saints is now, Saga. Humph, that stinky woman is naturally on the side of those Bronze Saints, and she even said in front of the Gold Saints that they will definitely pass through the Zodiac. Xiaoqi, I can only say that this wave of hatred was drawn beautifully. For the sake of their own pride, those Gold Saints won't let up easily. Saga, that being said, they can't resist the cheating of that stinky woman. Furthermore, this battle of the 12 Zodiacs also affects the choices of those neutral Gold Saints. Xiaoqi, what do you mean? Saga, before Athena returned to the sanctuary, I discussed the question of who to fight for with those neutrals. They simply firmly believe that Athena would bring them victory. Saga, but once they develop the idea that Athena isn't absolute, these people will naturally become alienated from her and slowly turn to me. Saga, so, originally, I planned to have you and those Bronze Saints join me in the 12 Zodiacs. The Bronze Saints would represent Athena, and you would represent me, Saga. I will personally guard the Gemini Palace and trap those Bronze Saints there for 12 hours. All you have to do is let those Gold Saints know that even without Athena's power, I can lead them to victory in the Holy War, Namikaze Minato, but there are only 2 of us on this mission now. Do you think it will be difficult for Xiaoqi and one other person alone, Saga? Super Saiyan 2 is indeed very powerful, and its destructive power is even greater than mine, but it also consumes a lot of physical strength, Saga, aside from me, Death Mask, and Aphrodite. The other Gold Saints will definitely use their full strength when facing you. This will be a long-term war of attrition, and that's not even considering that stinky woman will come and cause trouble for you. Linglong, what are you afraid of? I have Senzu Beans, which can revive me to full health twice. Xiaoqi, there's no need to go to such lengths. As long as Akino and I go together, we can enter the 12 Zodiacs without any difficulty. Takisaki Kurumi, why? I don't believe that big cow is strong enough to rival the Gold Saints right now. Even if I had to bring him, I'd bring Yu Chan, the ultimate support. Linglong, exactly. We're all your wives, how can you be so partial? Xiaoqi, it's not that I'm partial. It's because Akino possesses a super powerful item. This item can remove all negative effects from the body, including healing various injuries and illnesses, and can even repair shattered objects. Xiaoqi, honestly, I only noticed that the psychic time chamber in the Gundam had missed out on this incredible horse curse talisman. If Akino hadn't come to me today and asked about its function, I wouldn't have known she even had such a great item. Xiaoqi, and compared to Yu Chan's drawback of having to endure the pain of healing others, the horse curse talisman has no side effects. Yuko would, so sad, the title of ultimate support is gone. Linglong, I'm completely paralyzed. How could such an incredible thing exist? Takisaki Kurumi, holy crap, how lucky is that big cow? How could she have gotten such a good thing? Zhu Zhuqing, then you can take this horse charm and go with someone else. Himejima Akino, oh, I don't know why, but when I drew it, I was automatically bound to it, so now only I have the right to use it. Zhu Zhuqing, holy crap. Nami, even Zhuqing got so angry she swore. I've never seen anything like that before. Takisaki Kurumi, at Zhu Zhuqing, go all in on your 200,000 points. I don't believe it. Zhu Zhuqing, get lost. This is my only husband's book. You can trick Linglong into the lottery. Takisaki Kurumi, at Lu Linglong, give it a try. You'll be the next lucky winner. Lu Linglong, go away, I only have a few tens of thousands of points left. Takisaki Kurumi, damn it. I'll earn points myself and then continue the lottery saga. That puts my mind at ease. If possible, please come over tomorrow. I want to go to the Asgard to set up a plan first. Sakata Gintoki, remember to start the live broadcast. Jin-san wants to see Queen Hilda. Xiaoqi, that's no problem, but can you leave the sanctuary, Saga? After all, I'm the Pope. What's wrong with going out for a walk, Saga? But don't forget that you are still the Gold Saint of Gemini, Saga, you bastard, how dare you come out? Who allowed you to tell Athena that I'm the Gold Saint of Gemini, Saga? This is what a Saint of Athena should do, Saga, get out of here. If you come out to make trouble again, believe it or not, I will waste a spot and let Sakata Gintoki come and sleep with your goddess Athena, Takisaki Kurumi. Ha, that's okay, Sakata Gintoki, ahem, don't be like this, Jin-san, I'm a serious person, and Jin-san doesn't like Athena either, Saga, you can't do this, I only revealed your identity and didn't tell the truth about how you assassinated Athena, Saga, go and tell her now. Anyway, I've got Athena's blood. At worst, we can just break up, but Athena will die, Kashiwazaki Sina, and's blood? Saga, say, now I'm switching my personality to you, Saga, get lost, don't say you and I are one, it's shameful, Takisaki Kurumi, oh, the Saga faction suddenly felt ashamed, Lu Linglong, the Saga faction welcomes you to join, Xiaoqi, I'm curious who you asked to do this, Saga, just a maid, I've already silenced her, Nami, I can only say that you are worthy of being called Hisa at Sakata Gintoki, by the way, if we saw you doing something like that, would you like to silence us too, Kashiwazaki Sina, I think I smell the scent of gossip, Lu Linglong, you're so nagging, Takisaki Kurumi, at Nami, hurry up and tell me so I can cheer you up and irritate a certain old woman at the same time, Tsunade, how? An old woman like me is better than a flat-chested little thing like you. Look at the people around you, who doesn't have bigger breasts than you, Takisaki Kurumi, none of your business, you sagging old woman, Lu Linglong, what's wrong with a little Sanson? She didn't drink your milk. Why do you have to meddle in other people's business here, Takisaki Kurumi, Lu Linglong, thank you so much. Just shut up right now, Kashiwazaki Sina, don't change the subject, we want to hear gossip, Sakata Gintoki, my little cutie, Jin-san is usually nice to you, right? Don't listen to this matter, dear, Tsunade, at Sakata Gintoki, you are afraid of nothing, let them talk, it won't cost them a thing, Nami, fine, since our fifth Hokage is so generous, then I won't be polite either, Nami, you all know Perona's abilities, right, Lu Linglong, could it be that, Namikaze Minato, this is interesting, Kashiwazaki Sina, the tissues are ready, please start Chelsea, I'm so ashamed to be born into this world. I'm so sorry to walk on the same land with everyone, Euclid, Jin-san, my existence is even worse than Shinbeji's glasses, Nami, Jin-san, I'm such a loser. I can't do anything right. Jin-san no longer has the confidence to live. That's right, Jin-san, I really want stray dogs to run over me, Kashiwazaki Sina, my mom asked me why I was lying on the ground laughing, and I told her it was because it was so funny Lu Linglong, ha, I'm laughing to death. Did you guys record it, Nami? I was so busy laughing that I forgot. Uzumaki Boruto, Uncle Whitehair, you're such a disgrace Tsunade, at Sakata Gintoki, you're such a disgrace. Don't tell anyone you know me, Tsunade, when you go out Sakata Gintoki, can you blame Jin-san for this? Who can withstand that unethical ability, Xiaoqi, Usopp, that's it, Takisaki Kurumi, ha, I suddenly really want to see what a certain old woman looks like after being tricked, Nami, smile JPG, Lu Linglong, could it be that, Nami, Hush, Takisaki Kurumi, Atsunade, wait for death, Lu Linglong, Atsunade, wait for death, Namikaze Minato, Atsunade, I'm looking forward to your future performance, Atsunade, humph, I will never go to the pirate world, so you guys can just give up on that idea. Thanks to the book fan Fallen Angel for the monthly ticket. Thanks to the book fan Cakes in Cap Ek for the monthly ticket. Thanks to the book fan Wade for the monthly ticket. Thanks to the book fan 2024113012340617 for the reward. Chapter 186 Nordic Asgard, Check Fried. The Saint Seiya world. Xiaoqi, who had arrived here with Himejima Akino, surveyed the unfamiliar surroundings and asked curiously, "Where's this?" "This is the closest small village to the sanctuary," Saga explained, then took out 2 black cloaks and handed them to Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino. "To avoid unnecessary trouble, you two should put them on." Xiaoqi looked at Saga, draped in black cloaks and covered in autumn clothes underneath, and couldn't help but ask, "Saga, why are all you saints dressed so simply?" While 99% of anime fans know that the autumn clothes in the Saint Seiya world are far superior to any other saint cloth, especially those worn by the 5 strongest warriors, who are indestructible, regardless of whether you are human or god, they are still going to the Nordic Asgard, a place of extreme cold. Wouldn't they be cold wearing such thin clothes? Wearing too many clothes makes it difficult to put on your armor. It's in the way. Saga, won't you be cold later? We saints have relatively strong constitutions, so this bit of cold won't be a big deal. Saga, where's your armor? It's in Gemini. I'll summon it if needed. Saga, can you let me see it for a moment? I'm curious if the armor will shine brighter with my menstrual blood. Why do you have so many questions? Even your wife isn't as gossipy as you. Himejima Akino smiled. He's just asking the most curious questions on behalf of all of us in the group. Saga choked and said helplessly, "Let's get going. If you have any other questions, I'll answer them along the way." However, just as Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino were about to take off, Saga stopped them. "No need to bother. I'll use the alternate dimension to take you there directly." Xiaoqi had forgotten that Saga's move also had the city portal scroll feature. Nordic Asgard. "It's so cold here." Xiaoqi shivered in the cold wind and quickly took out 2 pieces of clothes to put on herself and Himejima Akino. Saga stared at the front and said, "That powerful microcosm in the distance should be Hilda, Administrator. I need you to cooperate with me when I negotiate with Hilda later." Xiaoqi nodded and smiled. "That's not a problem, as long as you show us the Gemini gold cloth later. This cliché is not going to work, right?" Saga complained unhappily, and then suddenly laughed. "I think everyone might like to see you wearing the Gemini gold cloth. Do you want to try it? If possible, I would rather wear the Sagittarius gold cloth. After all, that pair of big wings is cool enough." Saga smiled. "Okay, wait until you break into Sagittarius Palace tomorrow and put it on yourself. As long as you can wear it." Saga quickly found Hilda, who was praying following the microcosm, and standing beside her were her sister Freya and Asgard's first warrior, Checkfried. Checkfried looked at the 3 people approaching and said, "Stop, who are you?" Saga snorted coldly, "Get out of here. We're here to discuss something with your master, Hilda. It has nothing to do with a piece of trash like you." Goodness, Xiaoqi thought, only Saga would dare to call Checkfried a piece of trash. "And are you sure you're here to negotiate, not to fight? You rude fellow, don't blame me for being rude." "Wait." Just as Checkfried was about to attack, Hilda stopped him. Turning to Saga, she said, "Saint of Athena, what brings you here?" Her words startled everyone present. Saga frowned and asked, "How did you detect my identity?" Hilda replied calmly, "From the cosmo emanating from your body, although you've been carefully concealing it, I can still tell you're an Athena saint." Saga smiled, then ignited his own golden cosmo. Looking across at Hilda, he said, "I am the gold saint of Gemini." Saga. This time, it was Hilda's turn to be stunned. The gold saints were the pinnacle of Athena's saints. What was Athena's intention in sending the gold saints this time? Was she going to go to war with Asgard? "So what if he's a gold saint?" Sakefrid snorted, taking a step forward and staring directly at Saga. "If you're here to wage war against our Asgard, you'll have to get past me." Sakefrid, Saga scoffed. "How dare you, a small fry without even a divine battle armor, fight me? However, to facilitate negotiations later, I don't mind giving you a little hardship first. It's just that your opponent isn't me, but the one next to me." Sakefrid, Freya, and Hilda all turned their gazes to Xiaoqi, who stood beside Saga. Saga smiled and continued, Hilda, don't waste your energy. I can tell you clearly that he doesn't have a Cosmo, but his strength far surpasses that of a gold saint like me. What? Hilda, Freya, and Sakefrid all looked in shock. They didn't think a gold saint would come all the way from the sanctuary just to play such a joke on them. Hilda said in a deep voice, Gemini Gold Saint, what is your purpose? Don't worry, I'm not here to start a war with your Asgard, Saga explained, then looked at Sakefrid and smiled, how about it? Do you want to fight with the one next to me? I want to let you, the frogs in the well, see what the gap is, Sakefrid said coldly, that's exactly what I want. I want to see how strong the one you mentioned is. Very good, I hope you can say that later. Saga smiled, looked at Xiaoqi and whispered, Administrator, defeat him as quickly as possible, but be careful not to kill him, you can keep him in the future. Xiaoqi nodded and smiled, show off your muscles, I understand. It's just right for me to warm up in advance. Freya looked at the two people who were ready in front of her and said anxiously, Sister, do you really want to let them fight? The current situation is no longer something we can stop. Hilda sighed, looking at Xiaoqi in front of him and said, at least I didn't feel any murderous intent from him. As soon as she finished speaking, a powerful aura suddenly erupted from Xiaoqi's body. What's going on? Hilda was startled. Not only had his appearance suddenly changed, but a sinister aura emanated from him. Saga, observing Xiaoqi's Super Saiyan 1 form, said, it's completely different from what I saw in the video. I really want to fight him. Himejima Akino smiled, I also want to see which is more powerful, Galaxy Starburst or Kamehameha. Saga curled his lips. That move is a bug. Not only me, but even AE wouldn't be able to withstand it. Only characters from the Dragon Ball universe can contend with it. Meanwhile, the one facing Xiaoqi, Chekoni, was undoubtedly the one bearing the greatest impact. He was certain that Chekoni wasn't using his Cosmo, but the aura he exuded was even more powerful than his Cosmo. Chekoni, use your strongest move, or you won't stand a chance. Facing Chekoni, without his god fighting suit, Xiaoqi was confident she could knock him out with a single blow, but that would be a bummer. Frankly, his Saiyan blood was starting to make him uncontrollably reckless again. Sakefrid no longer held any regard for his opponent. He ignited his inner Cosmo to maximum intensity, then took up his stance and unleashed his ultimate move. Dragon Blizzard, facing the rapidly advancing two-headed dragon-shaped punch, Xiaoqi simply raised her right hand to block it. Not as fast as I expected, and the power is average. It's definitely much weaker without the armor. Just as Xiaoqi was mentally reviewing Sakefrid's ultimate move, Sakefrid's eyes widened in shock. How is this possible? This was the first time he had encountered someone so easily blocking his full-strength attack. During his brief moment of shock, Xiaoqi suddenly vanished from view. By the time he reacted and tried to defend himself, he felt his eyes go dark, and then he collapsed to the ground, unconscious. Sakefrid, Hilda and Freya exclaimed, running towards them. Saga stopped in front of Hilda and said, well, can we have a good talk now? Odin's human spokesperson, Queen Hilda. Chapter 187 Show Hilda what it means to blow up a planet. Inside Valhalla Palace, Hilda looked across the round table at Xiaoqi, Saga, and Himejima Akino and said, Gemini Gold Saint, what has brought you all this way to Asgard to discuss? Saga smiled, then slowly uttered two words. Alliance, alliance. Hilda and Freya's eyes flickered with confusion at the word. Since the age of mythology, Athena's saints and their Asgard had either been at war or at peace. There had never been a third option. After a pause, Hilda asked, can you tell me why Athena is doing this? Saga shook his head, then said something that shocked Hilda and Freya even more. I'm not here to represent Athena, nor as a Gemini Gold Saint, but on my own behalf. Hilda and Freya's eyes widened at this, instantly understanding what Saga meant. This Gold Saint was about to rebel, and he was even going to drag their Asgard into the rebellion. I'm sorry. We don't know what's going on there, but we at Asgard don't like fighting, so we can't offer you any assistance. Hilda refused without a second thought. If they got involved in such a matter, their Asgard would surely face a disastrous end. But Saga was a man of his stature. He wouldn't have been Pope of the Sanctuary for 13 years if he'd been dissuaded by such a statement. Furthermore, he'd already prepared all sorts of excuses before coming. And so, for nearly half an hour, Xiaoqi, Himejima Akino, Hilda, and Freya listened to the gold medal MLM master, Saga, spout off. His main message was, rather than relying on unreliable gods, it's better to rely on yourself, Hilda. If one day Poseidon or Hades decides to rule the world, do you think your Asgard will survive? Do you think your few god warriors can protect this place? Perhaps when all your god warriors are dead, your god Odin will come to your aid, but what will you have left? What will be left of your Asgard? It won't be long before Poseidon and Hades awaken. From what I hear, Poseidon considers your Asgard a vassal state. Saga's attention to detail was impeccable. Seeing the worry on Hilda and Freya's faces, a smile crossed his lips. He had been laying the groundwork for what he was about to say. Hilda, do you want to witness a power beyond the gods? What do you mean? Hilda stared at Saga, completely confused, not understanding the meaning of his words. Saga smiled, turned to look at Xiaoqi, and said, let's perform a planet-bombing show for our Queen Hilda. Xiaoqi rolled her eyes and said unhappily, so, when you said I should cooperate with you, you actually meant to be your tool, Saga said calmly. The trade-in price for a bronze cloth is 100,000. The 5 bronze weaklings are here this time. After the mission, you go 2 and I'll go 3. How about that? Deal. Which planet do you want to bomb? Xiaoqi was instantly tempted. Bombing a planet and getting 200,000 points for free, where else could you find such a good deal? Saga smiled and said, there are so many planets in outer space. Take Hilda and blow up any one. The 3 of us will just wait here and watch the meteor shower. Outside Valhalla Palace, Hilda and Freya, who had followed Saga and the others outside, were completely confused about what they were going to do. They understood the literal meaning of the words planet bombing, but how could such a thing be easily accomplished? Xiaoqi, who transformed into a Super Saiyan, walked up to Hilda, looked at him and said, I will create a protective shield around our bodies. Please hold on to me later. The next second, Hilda felt someone holding her waist. However, before she could open her mouth to question the other person, she found herself flying towards the sky at an extremely fast speed. Sister, Freya on the ground exclaimed when she saw this, then turned her head to look at Saga and asked, where's he taking my sister? Just stay here and watch, don't ask so many questions, Saga explained impatiently, then turned his head to look at Himejima Aquino and said, Madam Administrator, do you mind having another sister? Himejima Aquino was slightly stunned when she heard this, then smiled and said, Allah, I don't mind, but if the other people knew that you did this, I guess Saga's party will lose fans. Saga said without any concern, it's okay, just give them 1 or 2 scale clothes or underworld clothes, I guess I can even pull over those die hard fans of the Saga party. I hope Madam Administrator can cooperate with me later. After the matter is done, I will give you a silver holy cloth. This thing is worth 200,000 points. Hearing this, the corner of Himejima Aquino's eye twitched. Not only could she not resist, even if Takesaki Kirumi were here, she'd probably be eager to help Saga sell out Xiaoqi. Ah, it seems our Pope has us all figured out, Saga smiled and said, I think this is a win-win situation, isn't it? Himejima Aquino smiled and said, my mindset is narrow. I'll do my best to cooperate with you later. As they spoke, countless meteors streaked across the sky. Not long after, Xiaoqi and Hilda returned to the surface, though Hilda looked a little dazed. Freya hurried over and asked, Sister, are you okay? I'm fine. Hilda shook her head, then looked at Xiaoqi, her mind once again recalling the shocking scene she had just witnessed. The ability to easily shatter planets with a wave of her hand was beyond her comprehension. Even her god Odin, she believed, might not be able to do it. Saga walked up to Hilda at the right time and said, now can we have a good talk about the matters concerning our alliance? Hilda nodded, let's go in and talk. Hilda, who returned to Valhalla Palace again, took the initiative to speak this time. What exactly do you mean by alliance? Saga smiled and said, let me introduce myself again. In addition to being the Gemini Gold Saint, I am also the Pope of the Sanctuary. The person who just took you to blow up the planet is Xiaoqi, and the one next to her is his wife, Aquino Himejima. Our ultimate goal is to lead the entire Earth to fight against those hypocritical gods. You have already seen the power of Xiaoqi. As long as it is with you, whether you continue to live here in the future or go to live somewhere else in the future, you can get his protection. As for what I need you to do, there are only 2 things. First, your Asgard can contribute when I need you. Second, marrying Xiaoqi is a guarantee for you and it is also your honor, because they don't belong to this world. when you marry Xiaoqi, you can lead everyone in Asgard to live in his world. There's no one else there, and there's no war." Hearing this, Freya covered her mouth with her hands, her eyes widening. Hilda stood up in shock. These words had a more profound impact on her than the planet explosion she had just witnessed. Meanwhile, Xiaoqi, the other party involved, looked at Saga. He hadn't expected the ruthless Black Saga to sell him out just to win over Asgard. At this time, Himejima Akino looked at Xiaoqi and smiled. "I think Saga's proposal is good. Hilda is beautiful, kind-hearted, and of noble status. Riaz and I agree to this marriage. What's the use of you two agreeing?" Xiaoqi complained in annoyance, and then looked at Saga and said, "You Black Saga, so you are waiting for me here." "All those messed up words before were all traps," Saga said lightly. "You three, I too," Xiaoqi said angrily. "Is this a matter of points?" "This is, okay." Saga waved his hand and interrupted him directly. "The bronze armor of the 5 weak ones will all be yours, Xiaoqi. This is a full 500,000 points. How many tasks do you have to work hard to get these points?" Recently I learned a sentence in the group. A man must have private money. I will send you a red envelope then. Who else knows that you have an extra 500,000 points except the three of us, even if you use these points to strengthen your Kamehameha wave? Isn't it great? Now that you put it that way, it does make sense. Xiaoqi quickly shook her head when she said this, and looked at Saga and said, "It's been no more than 3 hours since Hilda and I met. How can we have any feelings for each other?" Saga rolled his eyes at him and said disdainfully, "Feelings can be cultivated slowly. Did you and those people come this way? Besides, the story of the Asgard is right after the 12 Zodiacs, and then the Sea King chapter, and then the Holy War comes. You have plenty of time here to cultivate feelings with her, okay? Since there is no problem on your side, this matter is settled." "Wait, what do you mean there is nothing on my side?" Saga didn't give Xiaoqi a chance to speak at all. He looked at Hilda and said, "That's all I have to say. Think about it carefully. After all, you will never have this opportunity again if you miss it. You will only have this opportunity once in your life." Hilda glanced at Xiaoqi, then looked at Saga and said, "I can promise you about the alliance, but I need some time to think about the other matter. You women are such a hassle," Saga said with a hint of annoyance. He then took out a denden mushi and placed it on the table. "This thing is called a denden mushi. It has my phone number on it. If you've figured it out, you can contact me, but I must remind you, Poseidon is about to awaken, and you don't have much time to think about it." Just as Saga opened the extra-dimensional passage and prepared to leave with Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino, Freya called out to them. "Would you like to stay here for one night? I think we can discuss the matter between my sister and this Mr. Xiaoqi. Thanks to book friend 20241117083409264 for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend Jacorn Wong for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend Lin Bikang for the monthly ticket. I've been busy visiting relatives these past few days, so the update schedule is irregular. Please understand." Chapter 188 Ares Palace, Muyangang. Saga abandoned Xiaoqi and entered the alternate dimension, kindly reminding her before leaving to return to the sanctuary by 12 p.m. the next day. Xiaoqi was deeply disgusted by Saga's betrayal and vowed to have a serious fight with him the next day when he arrived at Gemini. Meanwhile, Freya and Akino Himejima chatted in tacit understanding, though their gazes would occasionally glance towards Hilda and Xiaoqi, who sat there idly. Freya gave Himejima Akino a look and said, "Sister Akino, let me take you to visit here." Himejima Akino understood immediately and said with a smile, "Oh, thank you for troubling me, Sister Freya." After the two of them left, Hilda, who was staring at Xiaoqi, laughed dryly and said, "How about I take you to the fairy palace for a tour?" Xiaoqi nodded and said, "Okay, thank you for troubling me." The next morning, Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino, who had stayed in the fairy palace for one night, said goodbye to Hilda and Freya and flew towards the sanctuary. Freya looked at her sister in a daze and said with a smile, "Sister, stop looking. It's not like brother Xiaoqi won't come back. By the way, how is your relationship going?" Hilda, who had come to his senses, looked at his sister unhappily and said, "Freya, Xiaoqi and I are just friends. It's not what you think." Yes, you are just friends now," Freya smiled, but the next second her expression suddenly became serious. "Sister, what are you going to do next?" Sister Akino told me that soon the tateful Poseidon will put that ring on you and control you to do bad things. It's the Nibelung ring, Hilda explained, and after recalling what Xiaoqi had said to her yesterday, he looked at Freya solemnly and said, Freya, from today on, you must carry that Mushi with you at all times. If anything happens to me, you must contact Saga immediately. Also, the identities of Xiaoqi and Akino must not be known to any third person at this stage, especially the traitor Alberich. Freya nodded and smiled. Sister, when the time comes, I will ask my brother-in-law to rescue you as soon as possible. Hilda's face flushed, and she said shyly, I've told you that we are not on that kind of relationship. Okay, I won't say anything. Freya smiled, took Hilda's arm and said, Sister, I really want to see what the earth looks like bathed in the sun. Hilda's gaze once again looked in the direction where Xiaoqi left, and murmured, There will be a chance in the future, sister. I didn't hear clearly what you said just now. I said I was going to pray. Sister, are you going to pray for brother Xiaoqi or for our fairy palace? Freya, that's enough. If you miss your brother Xiaoqi so much, you can go to the sanctuary to find him now. Sister, there are no outsiders here, just tell me, okay, fairy palace, brother Xiaoqi doesn't have anything at all. A little bit. It would have been great if you had been so honest earlier. What did you talk about with your brother-in-law yesterday? Freya, are you done yet? Akino's sister told me a lot about Xiaoqi yesterday. Do you want to hear it, sister? No, since you want to hear it so badly, I'll tell you a little bit. In the sanctuary. At this moment, all the remaining Silver Saints and the Bronze Saints about to enter the Zodiac had gathered at the entrance to the Zodiac. When Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino arrived, they instantly caught the attention of all the saints. Their attire was completely out of place, not to mention the fact that they were not wearing their saint cloths. Some of the Saga followers did recognize Xiaoqi. After all, Saga had privately shown them her photo and specifically instructed them to be respectful when meeting her. However, due to the presence of others, they didn't take the initiative to approach and greet her. Xiaoqi also spotted the four young saints, excluding Aiki, from the crowd across from them. To be fair, the protagonist Xiaya was truly average-looking, even less so than Xiaya. Shun was decent-looking, though a bit effeminate, a fresh meat, as we'd call it these days. Hyoga and Shiryu stood out more among the group, but compared to Hyoga's more aristocratic air, Shiryu came across as more manly. The Pope is here. Xiaoqi curled her lips as she watched Saga, who was gliding down the Zodiac stairs toward them with silky steps. He still hadn't forgotten how the old man sold him out yesterday. As Saga approached the group of saints, Xiaoqi could instantly discern their factions based on their attitude toward him. The ones who bowed the most were definitely Saga's faction, the more respectful were the neutrals, and the Bronze Saints who held their heads high were definitely the Athena faction. Saga gave Xiaoqi a meaningful look before explaining the rules to the Bronze Saints who were heading into the Zodiac. At noon, the fire clock would be lit. Any Bronze Saint who could reach the Vatican before the 12 flames extinguished would meet Athena and earn the approval of all the Gold Saints. Before leaving, Saga reminded the Bronze Saints that if they decided to enter the 12 Zodiacs, they must be prepared for death. After all, not just anyone could enter the Zodiac since the age of mythology. As the 12 flames on the fire clock ignited, Xiaya and the other 10 Bronze Saints rushed towards the first Zodiac, Aries. Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino didn't rush out to explore the Zodiacs. Instead, they found a spot nearby and showed off their food to everyone watching the live stream. Saga, I'm preparing for battle in Gemini, and you're just leisurely enjoying your meal. Kashiwazaki Sina, you're making me salivate. Slurp. Uzumaki Boruto, brother, I was expecting a fight scene, but now it's become a food show. Chelsea, why do I feel like this is more like a dating show? This dog food is so unexpected. Tokisaki Kurumi, damn it, you two should just go and explore the Zodiac. Linglong, that's right, I'm still waiting to see Shaka. Xiaoqi, at Saga, what's the rush? The sanctuary's barrier won't work on Akino and me. It'll only take a moment for the two of us to fly over. Xiaoqi, besides, it'll take Mu Yangyang over an hour to repair their armor and teach them about the seventh sense. I'm planning on having a good fight with him soon. If these guys are there, they'll be a real nuisance. Saga, good idea, but you miscalculated a little. The situation now is different from the original. Mu had already repaired those bronze armors. Xiaoqi, damn, why didn't you tell me something so important earlier? Saga, how did I know you'd go to dinner so leisurely? Xiaoqi, what else can you do besides messing with your teammates? Saga, what do you mean I'm trying to trick you? I see you and Hilda get along pretty well. Her sister just called me to ask if you've arrived at the sanctuary. You're not going to take both of them in, are you? Tokisaki Kurumi, Linglong, Zhu Zhuqing, Sakata Gintoki, Hashidomate, what did you two do to Queen Hilda? At Saga, did you use that brainwashing fist to control others? Xiaoqi, at Saga, let's meet in Gemini. You don't have to go to the 12, but I have to give you a good beating today. Saga, Linglong, at Xiaoqi, what's going on with that Hilda? Xiaoqi, I'm going to go to the palace first. Tokisaki Kurumi, at Saga, explain it to me, or I'll turn from a fan to hater immediately. Saga, the 5 little strong men are here. I'm going to get busy first. As they continued to inquire about Hilda's situation, Xiaoqi's liver stream switched to the Ares Palace, the first palace. Just as Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino were about to enter the palace, Mew's voice rang out, and he appeared before them. Stop there. If you take another step forward, you too will be dead. Chapter 189, Energy Wave Battle with Saga. What's the most eye-catching thing about Mew? It's the 2 massive goat horns dangling from his shoulders. Xiaoqi, watching Saint Seiya, had long wondered if she could cut off the horns from his armor and sell them. They'd fetch a fortune. As Xiaoqi studied Mew, standing across from her, was also studying Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino. Who are you two? Xiaoqi smiled. Mew, I'm Saiyan's last disciple, Pleasant Goat. The one next to me is your sister-in-law, Beautiful Goat. We've come to the sanctuary to defeat the evil Pope Saga. Saga and the others watching the live stream simultaneously questioned. Mew, standing across from her, was startled when he heard the name Saiyan. Few people in the sanctuary knew Saiyan's name, but he did. After a short moment, Mew, recovering from his shock, looked at the other person with a gloomy face and said, Who are you? How did you know that name? Xiaoqi smiled and said, I've already told you that I'm your senior brother. How about this? You definitely won't believe me just by saying it. How about you use your crystal wall, and I'll use the stardust spinning technique so you can see it with your own eyes. Mew's pupils dilated instantly when he heard the names of these 2 moves. This is a secret technique that only Aries of all generations know. How did he know it? Is he really the teacher's last disciple? Xiaoqi looked at Mew in a dazed energy. Mew Yangang, I'm in a hurry to go to Gemini to settle accounts with Saga. Hurry. Saga, who was watching the live broadcast, was so angry that he almost spit out foul language. Is it really that serious? I found you a wife, and you want to turn against me at the last minute. Mew nodded. Alright, let's see if you know my master's ultimate move. He leaped back, then waved his arms wide and muttered, Crystal Wall, Akino, step back a little. Himejima Akino nodded, retreating 10 meters to watch Xiaoqi's move to break the invisible wall. Under Mew's astonishment, Xiaoqi transformed into a Super Saiyan and raised her hands high. Mew Yangang, now I'll show you the true Stardust Spin. Stardust Spin. Xiaoqi shouted the name of the move, and countless golden energy waves shot out from her hands, blasting towards Mew. Saga, watching the scene live, twitched his lips. This wasn't Stardust Spin at all, it was clearly Vegeta's Prince fighting style. Mew immediately realized that the move wasn't Stardust Spin at all, just more powerful. At the same time, his crystal wall, bombarded by these Kigen waves, quickly began to crack, eventually shattering completely. Mew used his teleportation technique to vanish from the spot just before the crystal wall shattered. However, just as he reappeared in an open space nearby, Xiaoqi's voice rang out behind him. Mew Yangang, how does my Stardust Spin compare to yours? Teleportation. Mew was startled again. The next second, he vanished from the spot again. From then on, no matter how many times Mew used teleportation, Xiaoqi would reappear behind him the next second. How is this possible? Cold sweat streamed down Mew's forehead. Not only had the opponent easily shattered his crystal wall, but now he could teleport. Unbeknownst to Mew, the teleportation he was using was merely super fast movement in Xiaoqi's eyes. If he teleported outside the sanctuary, Xiaoqi would have no way of finding him. Mew Yangang, now you should believe that I am your senior brother. The Stardust spinning technique I used just now is my own improved version, just like the Starlight extinction technique you developed yourself. You even know this. This was the nth time that Mew was surprised today. The other party knew him very well, but he knew nothing about him. I know a lot more, but I guess what you want to ask most now is why I don't have a small universe, and the purpose of my coming here this time. Mew nodded and said, even if you are really the teacher's closed disciple, I will not let you pass through Ares Palace before I know your true purpose. Xiaoqi glanced in the direction of Taurus Palace and said, let's talk for a while we still have time. Which palace do you think the Brown Saints can break into this time? Mew thought for a while and said, if no miracle happens, their destination should be Gemini Palace. After all, Gemini Palace is guarded by that man. Xiaoqi nodded and asked again, do you think this group of Brown Saints alone can protect Athena? Young saints need time to grow. Mew did not answer Xiaoqi's question directly. He knew in his heart that with the current strength of those Brown Saints, it would be impossible to fight against the upcoming Holy War. What do you think of the current Pope, Saga? Mew glanced toward Gemini and said slowly, both good and evil. Xiaoqi smiled, you're actually praising him. Wouldn't it be better to just call him a psychopath with a split personality? Mew's mouth twitched at this, and Saga, his defenses broken, began to spew foul language in the group chat. Xiaoqi glanced at the messages in the chat and smiled, Saga is my little brother now. He doesn't like Athena, and I don't like Athena either. In the future, we will use our own strength to fight those gods. Hearing this, Mew instantly became alert. After putting some distance between them and Xiaoqi, he looked at her and said gravely, are you going to betray Athena? Xiaoqi scoffed, Mew Yangang, if Saga and I were to kill Athena, do you think she would still be in the sanctuary now? That, Mew was speechless. He had to admit that Xiaoqi was right. If these two acted together, Athena would never be able to return to the sanctuary alive. Unless they have 3 or more gold saints guarding her daily, a scenario that's practically unrealistic. Not all of these gold saints are currently loyal to Athena, a few have pledged their allegiance to the Pope, Saga. Xiaoqi smiled and continued, I know you and Dako are from Athena's faction. Whether you choose to pledge your loyalty to her or sacrifice your lives for her is your business, but my little brother Saga and I will lead the people who follow us through this holy war, so, from now on, we will go our separate ways. As long as you don't interfere with us, Athena will remain safe forever. Just then, a loud boom erupted from the Gemini Palace above Xiaoqi and Mew, followed by a powerful surge of cosmic energy towards the Ares Palace. Has Saga gone mad? Mew's expression was utterly grim. Just as he was about to have Xiaoqi join him in defending himself, an even more powerful wave of energy erupted from his hands. The next second, the two powerful waves collided in mid-air. Next, all the gold saints who had fled from their respective palaces to witness this scene were met with a shocking sight. The energy wave Saga had unleashed was pushed back in mid-air by another wave, ultimately exploding above Gemini. Having had his roof blown off, Saga, furious, fled Gemini and, pointing toward Ares below, shouted, all gold saints, listen up. This man is entering the 12 zodiacs to seduce Athena. He and Athena have a special relationship. Saga, at Xiaoqi, come on, let's hurt each other. The worst that can happen is that we'll all just give up our lives. Xiaoqi, damn it, you old black man, wait for me. Saga, at Zhu Zhuqing, at Takesaki Kurumi, at Linglong, Saga, I'm reporting this to you. Your men had an affair with Hilda yesterday. I tried to dissuade them, but it was no use. Zhu Zhuqing, Takesaki Kurumi, Linglong, Xiaoqi, okay, that's how we play it, huh? At Jijimas Hune, please be fair, Jijimas Hune, Allah, I spent most of yesterday's time with Freya. As for what you and Hilda did, I didn't see it. Hint, Saga sent a red envelope to Jijimas Hune. Saga, at Jijimas Hune, Saga, admire women like you who tell the truth. Xiaoqi, thanks to book friend to 1,023,050,115B for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend 20,230,218,567,374 for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend Bingning Zijing for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend Zan vs Xianlin for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend 20210704150300337 for the monthly ticket. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 190, The Honest and Simple Aldaba. Outside Aries Palace, Xiaoqi gave Mew a wry smile. Saga's probably having a seizure. Just take his words for granted, don't take them seriously. However, Mew's focus wasn't on that at all. Saga's attack had been formidable, requiring even him to exert all his might to block it, yet this man had easily repelled it. What did this prove? The man claiming to be his senior brother was likely even more powerful than Saga. If he joined forces with Saga and his followers, the Athena sect would likely be unable to stop him. Xiaoqi waved in front of Mew's eyes. Mew Yangang, why are you in a daze? Nothing. Mew came back to his senses and responded, looking at Xiaoqi and said, what are you going to do after meeting Athena? Who said I was going to see her? Xiaoqi hurriedly explained to himself, and then slowly said, Mew Yangang, since you are my junior brother, I won't beat around the bush with you. I believe you have seen that I am not a Saint Seiya, and my purpose in coming here is not to take Athena's life. Saga has now switched to my sect as his eldest brother. I must help him. If you Athena faction or neutral faction are willing to follow us in the future, we will be very welcome. If you want to continue to play house with that little girl Athena, it's not impossible, as long as it doesn't hinder us from fighting the holy war in the future. But Xiaoqi's aura suddenly soared when he said this, and after transforming into the form of Super Saiyan 2, he said coldly, if any of you dare to oppose us, I'll blow up the sanctuary. It's a piece of cake for me. So, do you intend to continue blocking my passage to the next palace, or allow us to pass smoothly through your Aries palace? What's with this powerful energy? The powerful aura emanating from Xiaoqi caused Mew to involuntarily take a step back. This was a force he had never experienced before. Facing Xiaoqi's impassive expression, Mew ignited his inner energies, his gaze determined. I am the Gold Saint of Aries. My duty is to protect my Aries palace. If you wish to proceed to the next palace, you must defeat me or kill me. Xiaoqi smiled. Then let me witness your true strength. This time, I'll show you my own unique move, Starlight Extinction. Mew's hands unleashed countless radiant rays of light, instantly enveloping Xiaoqi. Mew looked at Himejima Akino in the distance and said, don't worry, I just teleported him far away. What a gorgeous move. It's like being engulfed by starlight, Himejima Akino praised, then smiled at Mew. Too bad it doesn't seem to work on him. What? Mew exclaimed. As he turned to look at Xiaoqi, the starlight extinguishing light had just dissipated. Is this a crystal wall? This was Mew's first reaction upon seeing the golden protective shield surrounding Xiaoqi. At that moment, Xiaoqi suddenly vanished from her position. In a flash, Xiaoqi's hand blade was at his neck. Mew Yangang, you lost? The thing I used just now is called a protective shield. I don't need to explain to you what it means. Xiaoqi put down her hand that was on Mew's neck and continued, I originally wanted to cut off your big horns for collection, but since you just showed mercy to me, I have to give up. Okay, I've had enough fun here with you. Next, I'm going to find Laonio to play with, my stupid junior brother. Don't keep using your excuses. If I really wanted to do something to you, I wouldn't say so much to you. Mew smiled bitterly and said, are you really my senior brother? Xiaoqi was stunned for a moment, then laughed and said, if you think so, then it is. If you think not, then it is not. By the way, do you want to go to Gemini Palace with me? Saga has been a little arrogant recently. We can beat him up together later. Mew shook his head and said, my mission is to protect Aries Palace. Letting you go there without permission is a violation of the taboo. I will personally go to Lord Athena to apologize later. Okay, then you can enjoy yourself here. Just as Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino were about to fly away, Mew spoke, can I ask you one more question? Xiaoqi nodded. Go ahead, don't you want to avenge your teacher? Xiaoqi hadn't expected Mew to ask such a question. After a moment's thought, he said, he died of natural causes. Saga killed his younger brother, Alex. This plot point is arguably one of the biggest flaws in the anime Saint Seiya. Xiaoqi remembered that many netizens had even joked about this plot point, saying, perhaps besides Saga himself, even Kurumada himself doesn't know who Saga killed back then. They had asked Saga this question before in the chat group, but he always dodged the question. Mew sighed as he watched Xiaoqi depart. He had a vague premonition that his cheap senior brother might bring about earth-shattering changes to the entire sanctuary. Whether this change would be for the better or for the worse, only time would tell. Outside the Taurus Palace, Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino, who had arrived, could still hear the sounds of fighting and screams from inside. Saga's live stream only showed the 4 strongest players, so the 5 weaker players must be inside the Taurus Palace. 500,000 points, here I come. Xiaoqi, excitedly taking Himejima Akino's hand, walked towards the palace. Giant horn, accompanied by the roar of Aldaba's ultimate move and the screams of 5 people, Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino arrived at their battlefield to see Aldaba standing with his arms folded, and the 5 weaker players lying on the ground in various poses. Aldaba looked at the 2 in front of him and said, "Who are you, old bull?" "I'm Pleasant Goat, Mu Yangyang's senior brother. I just came up from Ares Palace, we'll talk about old times later. I need to get down to business first." Under Aldaba's bewildered gaze, Xiaoqi stripped the bronze armor from the nearest Sirius Nachi and immediately placed it in her stored ring. Just as he was happily preparing to rob the second person, Erodiba spoke up to stop him. "Pleasant Goat, you can't do that." Xiaoqi stopped what she was doing, looked up at Erodiba, blinked, and said, "Old bull, what did you call me just now?" Erodiba asked in confusion. "Didn't you just say your name was Pleasant Goat?" This Erodiba is really honest and simple, no wonder he keeps getting ambushed. "No, it's all Mu Yangyang's fault. It's his fault for always leaving his post and not staying in Ares Palace." After Xiaoqi cleared the name of the honest man Erodiba in her heart, she looked at him and said, "Yes, my name is indeed Pleasant Goat. Mu Yangyang asked me to come here to retrieve the holy clothes from the 5 of them." He felt that there was no point in these 5 people continuing to fight. They might even lose their lives at your hands. "Look, the fact that 2 of us made it here safely from Ares Palace is the best proof." Erodiba nodded and said, "Then hurry up and take these 5 people with you. Compared to the 4 just now, these 5 bronzes are much weaker." Xiaoqi also noticed that one of the horns on Aldaba's helmet was missing, but he didn't have time to care about it at the moment. Recovering the holy clothes was his top priority. Xiaoqi, who was stripping off the last piece of holy cloth, saw that Zhu showed signs of waking up and quickly gave him another knife. After that, he did not forget to look at Aldaba and explained, "I'm afraid that he will continue to mess around after waking up. Don't worry, I'll be done soon." After successfully storing all the parts of the 5 bronze holy cloths into the storage ring, Xiaoqi looked at Aldaba and smiled. "Lao Niu, you should still be leaning towards the neutral faction now. Do you want to join our Saga faction?" Hearing this, Aldaba frowned and said, "What do you mean by that?" Xiaoqi smiled. "Simply put, we and Athena will each lead a group of people to fight the subsequent holy war. Those who follow Athena will most likely die, and even if those who follow us die, we will resurrect you. How about this? Instead of me talking to you for a long time, why don't we have a fight first? Strength is the best proof." Friendly reminder, Mu Yangyang just lost to me and has now joined our side. If you lose, you have to join us too. At this moment, everyone watching the live stream was speechless at Xiaoqi's blatant lies. Saga, who was currently beating up the 4 little warriors, even took the time to send a message scathingly disparaging him. Aldaba folded his arms and said, "You can attack me." Xiaoqi nodded, knowing that this was Aldaba's strongest defensive move. So, the question was, should he use his fists or his Kigen Blast? Just as Xiaoqi was struggling, Aldaba on the other side urged, "You can attack me with anything. I won't dodge, won't dodge." Xiaoqi's eyes lit up at the thought, and she instantly transformed into a Super Saiyan, striking a pose for a Kamehameha Blast. Xiaoqi, at Saga, remembered to sign for this delivery. Saga, Xiaoqi, I'm giving you a golden bison. Saga, damn it, can you please stop messing with me? Go after Mu Yangyang. Xiaoqi, you're too late. I've already fired Kamehameha towards you. Saga. Chapter 191, Brilliant Fireworks Blooming from the Gemini Womb. Inside Gemini, Saga, who had just knocked the 4 little warriors to the ground, saw a golden object flying rapidly towards him. Xiaoqi, you damn well wait for me, Saga cursed inwardly, then raised his hand to catch Aldaba. The old man was a bit naive, but it was often the kind of person who made one feel most reassured. "Aldaba, are you okay?" Aldaba shook his head, and after recovering from the dizziness, he looked at Saga and said, "Thanks, I was careless just now." I didn't expect that pleasant goat's moves to be so powerful. Saga's mouth twitched at the words pleasant goat. You're the only idiot in the entire sanctuary who would believe his lies. At this moment, Sia, who had been knocked to the ground by Saga, climbed up again. However, when he saw Aldebaran appear, he exclaimed, Aldebaran, why are you in Gemini? Didn't you already let us through your Taurus? Are you going back on your word now? Aldebaran's face instantly turned green with rage. Did he want to come to Gemini? He was sent flying from Taurus. But he couldn't say that. As a gold saint, he had to save face. Fortunately, Saga intervened at the crucial moment, delivering a lightning-fast punch that sent Sia reeling, defusing the awkward situation for Aldebaran. Aldebaran, return to your Taurus. I'll talk to you once this is over. As for the person who just sent you flying here, it's actually my other brother. He's still young and naive, so don't take it personally. Saga's words had barely left his mouth when a blast of energy shot hurtled towards his face, accompanied by Suzuki's curses. Hey Laosei, how dare you say such shameless words? Saga raised his hand to block the killing bullet, and snorted coldly at Suzuki who is walking towards him. It's the same for us, you are not much better than me. Aldaba on the side made an IAI-style move and said in a deep voice, Saga, leave this pleasant goat to me, this time I want to avenge my previous defeat. Avenge my previous defeat, Saga complained in his heart, cleared his throat and said, Aldaba, now as the Pope I order you to go back to guard the Taurus Palace, leave this to me. In the end, Aldaba left the Gemini Palace cursing, and before leaving, he did not forget to make an appointment for a fight with Suzuki. Suzuki looked across at Saga and smiled, Old Black, it's time to settle our scores, don't you think? Don't worry. Saga smiled and first delivered a lightning-fast punch to the four little warriors on the ground. Then he slowly took off his Gemini helmet and pulled out the Denden Mushi hidden inside. This impressive move completely stunned Suzuki. He had only known Qiaofen to have speakers hidden in his hat, but he had never imagined that a gold armor helmet could also contain a Denden Mushi. Blue blue blue. Blue blue blue, Mr. Saga, what can I do for you? Freya, is Hilda with you? My sister is praying for my brother-in-law. That's perfect. Your cheap brother-in-law is right here with me. He said he missed your sister. What a coincidence. My sister just said she missed him too. I'll let her answer the phone now. Saga raised his hand and tossed the Denden Mushi to Suzuki, then sent a message to the chat group. Saga, you'll know for yourself if I'm talking nonsense. Himejima Akino, standing by, was practically laughing her ass off. She hadn't expected Saga to be so playful. This was going to be a good show. Suzuki was so angry that her back teeth were practically breaking, glaring at Saga across from her. At this moment, Hilda's voice came from the Denden Mushi. Xiaoqi, don't listen to Freya's nonsense. This girl is getting more and more naughty. I will teach her a lesson later. Sister, I'm not talking nonsense. You just said that you missed your brother-in-law. Freya, shut up. I'm sorry. Are you okay in the sanctuary now? I'm in Gemini now. Is everything okay here? Everything is normal here. I have told Freya to contact Saga as soon as I am controlled by Poseidon. Don't worry, I will come to deal with him for you. Also, be careful if you meet someone named Andreas. I see, then I won't bother you for now, okay? If I do something bad after being controlled, please don't take it to heart. I will wait for you in Asgard. Goodbye, Saga, you all saw it. This matter has nothing to do with me, Saga. This guy is much more lethal to women than my phantom demon Emperor Fist Kuramasa to Kisaki. At Saga, beat him up for us three. If he dares to fight back, let him think about the consequences. Saga, okay, Saga, must meet the requirements of the Saga party. Saga, who exited the chat group, looked at Suzuki with a smile and said, Xiaoqi, congratulations, you have another beautiful wife in your family. Brother, I will hold a grand wedding for you two in the Holy Land, but before that, I must first meet the requirements of my fans. Just stand here and let my brother punch me. Suzuki suddenly smiled and looked at Saga and said, Old Say, I just thought about it. In fact, there is nothing wrong with joining Athena's side. What can you give me? She can give me, and it is an enhanced version. What is an enhanced version? You should understand it in your heart, right? The smile on Saga's face froze. Of course, he knew what the enhanced version meant by Suzuki's mouth. Isn't it just to let Athena release some blood to upgrade the holy clothes? Xiaoqi, it's getting late. Why don't you go play in the next palace? I'll help you mop up these cockroaches on the ground. However, Suzuki didn't even look at Saga. She took out the barbecue tools from her storage ring and started eating barbecue with Himejima Akino right under Saga's nose. The four little strong men who had fainted on the ground miraculously woke up after smelling the aroma. See Aya, Shiryu, Hyoga and Shun, it's not easy for you to get here. Do you want to come and have something to eat together? Eat shit, Saga cursed angrily, and after knocking the four of them unconscious again with a light speed punch, he said unhappily, the four of you just lie on the ground and eat dust. After dealing with the four of them, Saga walked to Suzuki angrily, then picked up a skewer of meat and took a bite viciously. These four cockroaches are so damn tough, and every time they stand up, the small universe they burst out is higher than before. If I didn't know that it was that stinky woman Athena who was cheating for them, I would have suspected that they were Saiyans like you. Suzuki stopped what he was doing and looked at Saga and said, Old Saga, there are still 10 hours left. Can you hold them off alone? You know, Shun hasn't activated his passive skilliki summoning yet. Saga nodded and said, they are really troublesome. If I wasn't worried that Land Saga would come out to make trouble for me, I would have killed them long ago. Alright, stop eating now. If something unexpected happens and they get past me or even end up meeting Athena, not only will I lose a few fighters, but your future wife Hilda's little estate will be gone, too. Suzuki put down her skewers and clapped her hands. Then she stood up and said, I'll be guarding Pissy's palace. Akino, let's go to the next palace to find some giant crabs? Saga smiled as Suzuki left, but before his smile could last more than a few seconds, Suzuki suddenly turned and gave him a wicked grin. Old Saga, I set off a firework under that barbecue grill to celebrate your success in advance. Holy shit. Hearing this, Saga turned around and prepared to punch the grill when he heard a biu and a burst of sparks shot into the sky. With a loud bang, the firework exploded in the sky, forming the word Saga is gay. Suzuki, you bastard. Saga, will never forgive you. Saga, upon seeing these words, threw punches in the direction Suzuki had disappeared. Furious, he walked over to Sia and kicked him fiercely, cursing, you dead cockroach, why are you sleeping? Get up and get beaten. Chapter 192 Yomi Hirasaka, the first meeting with Athena. In front of the Cancer Palace, Death Mask saw Suzuki and Himejima Akino arriving and walked forward with a smile to greet them. My two lords, welcome to my Cancer Palace. Please come in. Suzuki patted the other person on the shoulder and said, Xiaoqi, this place can't be full of your human face art, right? I'm timid and can't stand that kind of thing. Death Mask was stunned for a moment, then smiled apologetically. I knew you were coming, my lords, so I cleaned up the mess in here a long time ago. After Suzuki and Himejima Akino entered the Cancer Palace, they did not see Death Mask's obscene collections on the ground and the surrounding walls, but Xiaoqi, what's the point of preparing this table of food and wine? Death Mask rubbed his hands and smiled. The Pope said that your greatest hobby is eating and playing with women. I don't have time to catch women for you, but I have prepared delicious food for you. However, when Death Mask saw Suzuki's expression darken at a visible speed, his heart skipped a beat. It seemed his flattery had backfired. Xiaoqi, you should know that old Sei has some mental issues. From now on, whenever he talks about me, just listen to him. Got it? Yes, I got it. Death Mask wiped the sweat from his forehead. As expected, he was the worst at accompanying important people. It would be better for him to kill a few more people. Xiaoqi, don't be nervous. Saga is my subordinate, and you're his subordinate. From now on, you'll be my little subordinate. I'll protect you no matter what happens, but right now, I need you to do me a favor. Death Mask smiled and said, you're too polite, sir. Just tell me what you need. Suzuki nodded and said, later, use your corpse key underworld wave on me to send my soul to Yomi Hirasaka. Huh? Death Mask was terrified at this request and broke into cold sweat. As one of Saga's most loyal subordinates, he treated Suzuki with such respect because he knew her background. If she caused any trouble with him, it would be more than just a matter of getting beaten until she blew bubbles. Sir, it's easy to send you there, but I can't bring you back. I can only allow you to come and go freely. How about you and your wife have dinner together first? Or I can show you a magic trick. Suzuki looked at him with amusement and said, when did you learn to perform magic? Okay, I'm just doing an experiment, it's nothing serious. Just hurry up. Okay, But just in case, I'll go there with you, sir." As soon as Deathmask finished speaking, he used his ultimate skill, the Corpse Key Underworld Wave, to send Suzuki-Oki's soul to Yomi Hirasaka. He then disappeared into the Cancer Palace. After being sent to Yomi Hirasaka, Suzuki immediately checked her body for any changes, but found no difference from before his soul left her body. Xiaoqi, if you cultivate your Corpse Key Underworld Wave to a higher level, can you bring a living person here? Suzuki remembered that the Cancer Dester and Saint Sind could do this. Deathmask thought for a while and said, "It should be possible, but this move is a bit difficult to practice. I'm usually very busy and don't have much time to practice." "What the hell are you busy with? Such a strong Cancer has become the aquatic duo in your generation. How dare you say such a thing? If it weren't for your loyalty to my little brother Saga, I would have slapped you into a dead crab." Deathmask said with a bitter face, "Can you blame me for this? The previous generation Cancer Managa died early, and many of Cancer's moves have been lost. The only move left to me is the Corpse Key Underworld Wave, but don't worry, my lord. The Pope has said that when he draws Cancer's moves in the future, he will give it to me, then I will be able to successfully get rid of the title of Aquatic Duo." Suzuki was not too surprised that Saga told Deathmask about the chat group. Every leader needs his own confidants. Since you already know all this, then behave well in the future. Also, Saga is my younger brother, so don't call me sir in the future, just call me boss. I will also help you keep an eye out for Cancer's skills when the time comes. Upon hearing this, a smile instantly appeared on Deathmask's face. "Boss, I will only listen to you and the Pope in the future." Suzuki suddenly looked somewhere, frowned and said, "Xiaoqi, there are guests here, you should go back to Cancer Palace first." Deathmask also noticed a visitor at this time. However, when he saw the visitor's true face, he licked his lips and smiled. "Boss, I didn't expect this little girl to come to my door herself. Do you want me to kill her here and make sure that the other Gold Saints won't find out? If you still want to continue wearing your golden crab shell in the future, just be quiet. I guess she is here to find me. I'll go and meet her." Deathmask's expression instantly clicked with understanding. "Boss, do you want me to go get you a clean sheet? The floor's a bit dirty here." "Screw you." Suzuki kicked him away and angrily declared, "If you don't get back here right now, I'll rip out those crab claws of yours. It's so hard to be a good underling." Deathmask muttered, his face filled with grievance. Then he looked at Suzuki and said, "Boss, I'll be going back now. I'll tell my wife you're here dealing with a Hades saint." After Deathmask left, Suzuki glanced at Sorikido, who stood before him, holding the scepter of the Goddess of Victory. He guessed that the noise he'd made earlier had drawn attention to her. For a god of her level, reaching a place like Yomi Hirasaka was a piece of cake, and she wouldn't be spotted by the other gold saints. Elsewhere, Kido Sori, after also sizing Suzuki up, asked bluntly, "Who are you? What's your relationship with Saga? What's your purpose here?" Suzuki was taken aback for a moment, then smiled at him. "I'm Muse Senior, and my name is Pleasant Goat. Saga is my junior. As for my purpose here, initially, it was to recruit neutral gold saints to join us in preparation for the upcoming Holy War, but now that I've seen you, I've added one more. Could you please donate some blood? Just 400 cc will do." At this moment, Saga, who was watching Suzuki's livestream, wished he could run to Yomi Hirasaka and give him a galaxy starburst. If this jerk kept talking like that, he wouldn't be able to explain himself later. Kido Sori, sitting across from Suzuki, didn't believe a word of his first two answers. She already had some suspicions about his background, but his last response left her completely baffled. "Why do you want my blood? Is it related to the upcoming Holy War?" Suzuki looked at the naive Athena in front of her and found her absurd. You could say she was clueless, but she knew her mission. But how much did she know? She was clueless. In the original novel, if Garland hadn't conveniently placed the urinal that sealed Poseidon within the Pillar of Life, the subsequent Hades arc probably wouldn't have happened. And in the Hades arc, this woman seemed completely clueless about anything related to the Holy War. Of course, it wasn't ruled out that she was playing dumb the entire time, using others to eliminate her mortal enemies. And judging by the final result, Athena had won beautifully. "Athena, don't you think you have too many questions? How about you give me your blood first, and then I will slowly answer your questions. I can give you my blood, but you must help Sia and the others pass through the 12 zodiacs." Suzuki smiled upon hearing this answer, and said with a playful look, "My ability is limited. At most, I can only lead one of the 4 of them through the 12 zodiacs. Who do you want me to lead? Chapter 193 Golden Lion, Aeolia. Sorry, Kido fell silent. At Xiaoqi's urging, she slowly spoke. They're all saints who protect love and justice. They've long since entrusted their lives to one another. So, whoever ultimately passes through the 12 zodiacs will be as good as themselves to them. Xiaoqi smiled and said, actually, I have a better solution. With your agreement, not only will all 4 of them be able to pass through the 12 zodiacs, but all the gold saints will be completely loyal to you. A second later, Xiaoqi, facing Sorikiro's puzzled gaze, slowly said, the solution is for you to marry Saga. That way, you two will be one, then the likes of Poseidon and Hades will be nothing but chickens and dogs in front of you. Of course, Saga is my little brother. After you marry him, you have to call me Big Brother. Sorry, Kido. Saga. The other members of the group watching the live stream burst into laughter upon hearing Xiaoqi's plan. Having Athena marry Saga might be one thing, but for Saga, it would be worse than eating that. Xiaoqi, at Saga, you introduced Hilda to me yesterday. As your good brother, I'll be your matchmaker today. It's called reciprocity. Saga, damn it, just wait for me. I'm coming to Cancer right now. I'm not going to keep Gemini. Saga, I think it's okay. This is probably the best solution at this stage. Saga, Lanza, you're a fucking idiot. Go marry this stupid woman yourself. Kashiwazaki Sina, Kurosa, if Lanza marries her, what's the difference between you and her? After all, you two share the same body. Saga. Saga, I'm so fucking pissed off by that bastard Xiaoqi. Takisaki Kurumi, at Saga, don't panic. If Lanza really does marry Athena, none of us will have any opinion of you, because we all know that only your body has been defiled, but your spirit is still pure. Saga, at Takisaki Kurumi, I now suspect that you are an undercover agent sent by the Shaka party next door. A true fan would never say such a thing. Zhu Zhuqing, that's right, Athena is not worthy of our little brother Saga. Linglong, okay, look at how wonderful the expression on Athena's face is. Chelsea, there's nothing we can do about it. Who made our administrator so mean? If it was the great demon King Sia, I guess she would have agreed without even thinking about it. Xiaoqi stopped reading the chat group messages and jokingly looked at Kido Sori across from her. Isn't my idea perfect? Kido Sori adjusted her mindset and looked at Xiaoqi. This kind of relationship cannot exist between gods and humans, otherwise it will incur the wrath of the gods. Come on, with the sanctuary now in such a state of disunity and demoralization, do you think you can win this holy war? Alright, I'm going to the next palace to play with the little lions. You should return to the Pope's Hall and carefully consider my proposal. Xiaoqi then planned to use the chat group's teleportation function to leave. This was why he had Deathmask send him here. The next opponent they would face was Shaka, a similar opponent. If he was accidentally hit by his 6 paths of reincarnation, he would use this method to escape. As for the opponent's heavenly dance wheel, he could use a protective shield to block it, or try the effects of the Himejima Akina talisman. However, when Xiaoqi pressed the teleport button, the chat group informed him that his soul was now separated from his body, requiring him to first teleport his soul back to his body before being able to return to the other worlds. Hiruto Sori, remember to tell me your answer before all the flames go out. Bye. With a complex expression, Kido Sori gazed at the place where Xiaoqi had left. This human, likely from another world, had presented her with a difficult problem. The next second, she vanished into Yomi Hirasaka. Inside the Cancer Palace, when Xiaoqi's soul returned to her body and opened her eyes, Deathmask immediately approached and asked, "Boss, you're having fun. Did you take care of all those Hades saints?" Himejima Akino chuckled, "Mr. Deathmask, you don't have to cover for him. I saw everything he did there." Just then, Saga's angry roar echoed from outside the Cancer Palace. "Xiaoqi, you bastard. Today it's either you or me. Prepare yourselves, Xiaoqi, hold Saga back. We're leaving." Xiaoqi grabbed Himejima Akino's hand and flew towards the Leo Palace. Deathmask stood in front of Saga and cautiously asked, "Your Holiness, what are you doing here? Isn't Gemini Palace defending anymore?" "I wouldn't defend anything," Saga cursed angrily. Just as he was about to continue chasing Xiaoqi, Deathmask suddenly hugged her from behind. "Your Holiness, calm down. We should focus on the greater good now." We can talk about anything after the flames die down. Death Mask, let go, or I'll rip all your crab legs off. Your Holiness, why don't you tell me what happened first, and I'll judge for you both. Galaxy Star Corp's Key Underworld Wave. Death Mask, who had fled to Yomi Hirasaka, sighed silently. Boss, Xiaoqi's tried his best, but the gap in power is too great. I can't stop him. Xiaoqi watched everything that happened in Cancer Palace through Saga's live broadcast. Despite his earnest persuasion, Saga still refused to give up on hunting him down. Inside Leo Palace, Aeolia, I'm in a hurry. The Hades Saints have already entered the 12 palaces. I must go to the Papal Palace and inform Athena of this as soon as possible. Can you please make way for us? Nonsense, Aeolia shouted, his inner cosmos igniting, his face stern. If there really are Hades Saints, I think it should be you. I heard everything Saga shouted in Gemini Palace just now. Since negotiations failed, there's nothing we can do. Xiaoqi didn't intend to continue arguing with Aeolia, a die-hard Athena fan. He had Nemejima Akino step aside and immediately transformed into Super Saiyan 2. He wanted to defeat the opponent as quickly as possible, and then have him block the pursuit of Saga from behind. What is this? Xiaoqi's expression momentarily stunned Aeolia, but he, known for his recklessness, couldn't care less. Take it, Lion's Roar, Lightning Speed Punch. Xiaoqi feared nothing less than purely physical attacks. He believed there were many ways to defeat Aeolia, but now he would use the most direct method. With a roar from Xiaoqi, a powerful golden aura instantly erupted from his body. How is this possible? My lightning speed punch was deflected. If the opponent had dodged or blocked his attack, Aeolia wouldn't have been so shocked. But the opponent deflected his punch. No, more accurately, the golden aura emanating from his body blew it away. Aeolia ignited his inner cosmos once again, this time, aiming for the ultimate intensity. Burn, my inner cosmos, lightning speed punch. Just as Aeolia swung his fist, Xiaoqi, who had been a few meters away, suddenly appeared in front of him and caught his fist with a single palm. Azuno, that old man is coming. You go ahead, I'll catch up soon. Then I'll go first, Himejima Akino said, spreading her wings and flying towards the exit of Leo Palace. Don't even think about it. I won't let you pass my Leo Palace, Aeolia shouted, swinging his free hand towards Xiaoqi's face. However, his punch was once again easily blocked by Xiaoqi. Xiaoqi, you bastard, I'll see where you can escape this time. Take my move, Galaxy Starburst. Xiaoqi suddenly shouted as Saga gathered his power. Lord Saga, I've got Aeolia of Leo under my control. Please quickly head to the next palace, Virgo. I'll come to support you later. Together this time, we can definitely take Athena's head. What? Aeolia, who was wrestling with Xiaoqi, and Saga, who was about to launch his ultimate move, exclaimed in surprise. Aeolia, who was the first to react, looked at Saga and roared, Saga, you are indeed the mastermind behind this incident. Aeolia, will definitely stop you. Aeolia, are you fucking brainless? You believe such a clumsy lie? As soon as Saga finished speaking, Xiaoqi shouted again, Lord Saga, Aeolia is stronger than I thought. I can't stand it anymore. Please help me kill him. After Xiaoqi finished speaking, he exerted force with his hand and threw Aeolia in the direction of Saga, and flew towards the exit of the Leo Palace. Asshole, don't even think about running away. Just as Saga was about to chase Xiaoqi, Aeolia's voice came from behind him. Saga, don't even think about leaving the Leo Palace. Lightning Speed Fist. Chapter 194 The Man Who Recently Became a God, Shaka. Xiaoqi, at Saga, the Pope can't even handle a little lion. No way, Saga, you know shit. If I wasn't worried that Lanza would get in my way, I would have killed him long ago. Saga, don't get complacent, kid. I'll catch up to you soon. Kashiwazaki Sina, do you two really care about those 4 little strong men? Namikaze Minato, it's okay. They just need to hold the last Pisces Palace. They can have fun until then, Kashiwazaki Sina, but if Saga leaves the Gemini Palace and wanders around, what if Athena doesn't recognize him? Kuroba Kato, only if Saga comes out to take care of those guys will they have a chance to get to the Pisces Palace. Otherwise, they'll really be tortured in Gemini Palace for 10 hours. Uzumaki Boruto, it's boring to keep watching Saga beating up the Brown Saints. It's so much better now. We can see the battles between the Gold Saints, Xiaoqi, isn't this much more exciting than Boruto Next Generations? Uzumaki Boruto, bro, I knew you'd pick up on that. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san is a little confused. Why hasn't Aiki appeared yet? Logically, Shun, that effeminate guy, was beaten so badly, his passive should have been activated long ago. Xiaoqi, do you think it's possible that our Pope was attracted by Shun's beauty and couldn't bear to kill him? Saga, get out of here. Besides that idiot Saya, the second most ruthless person I've ever killed is Shun. Who knows where Aiki is dead? Xiaoqi, and you said you don't have any feelings for Athena? Otherwise, why are you targeting the great demon king so much? Saga, just wait, I'll go get Hilda and bring her to the sanctuary in a minute. Linglong, stop talking nonsense, you two at Xiaoqi, hurry into the Virgo Palace. I want to see Shaka. Chelsea, hurry up, we're waiting to see Shaka. Yuko +1, to Kiseki Kurumi, Tisk, what's so good about Shaka? At Saga, come on, kill that little lion. Nami, at Saga, kill the lion first, then Shaka. Zhu Zhuqing, shut up all those Shaka supporters. Linglong, Zhuqing, Nami, are you two trying to start a war? Chelsea, you Saga supporters are just bragging. If it had been Shaka against those four little strong men just now, they wouldn't have had a chance to get up. Euclid, the Heavenly Dance treasure wheel is so powerful. To Kiseki Kurumi, what Heavenly Dance treasure wheel? That's hilarious. Saga lets him win with his 5 senses. Linglong, San, are you looking for trouble? To Kiseki Kurumi, what? I'm afraid of you. Linglong, don't say I'm bullying you. You and Zhuqing should come at me together. Zhu Zhuqing, Linglong, I think you're getting carried away. Linglong, come on, face me head on. Yu-chan and I will completely crush the three of you. Himejima Akino, Allah, why don't we just let Saga and Shaka fight later, and it will be clear who is stronger and who is weaker. Linglong, I'm afraid Saga can't even get past a lion palace. To Kiseki Kurumi, at Saga, can you still tolerate this? Zhu Zhuqing, go to the Garden of Twin Sala Trees and defeat Shaka, and face our Saga faction head-on. Linglong, Tisk, just wait for you to cry. Xiaoqi, okay, then it's settled. I'll go talk to Shaka first. Saga, at Xiaoqi, damn it, I always feel like this is another conspiracy of yours. Xiaoqi, don't talk nonsense, I didn't participate in the fight between your two factions the whole time. Xiaoqi, just a reminder. Don't waste too much energy on the little lion, or you'll be embarrassed if you lose. Linglong, Shaka will win. To Kiseki Kurumi, Saga will win. Outside the Virgin Palace, as Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino stepped into the Virgin Palace, the surrounding scenery instantly changed. It's so beautiful, Himejima Akino exclaimed as she looked at the spring air all around. Xiaoqi smiled and said, Shaka is a good friend, he's sensible. However, as soon as he finished speaking, the surrounding scenery changed instantly. Oh my! Isn't this the Yomi Hirasaka that my husband just visited? I never thought I'd get the chance to experience it myself again. Xiaoqi twitched her lips. I take that back. Not only do Shaka and Saga's names sound similar, but their spirits are also somewhat similar. Himejima Akino smiled. I don't think so. Shaka was just creating an illusion. He didn't send those undead spirits to attack us. Well, how about I join Shaka's faction from now on? It's a good opportunity to fight San again. Guests, please come. As Shaka's voice echoed through the Virgo Palace, the scenery around Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino returned to normal. After walking a distance, Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino spotted Shaka, suspended in mid-air on a lotus pedestal. The Shaka supporters watching the live stream instantly became excited. The conflict between the Shaka and Saga factions erupted once again in the chat group. Xiaoqi ignored their fight and greeted Shaka in a familiar manner. Shaka, of all the Gold Saints, besides that schizophrenic Saga, I'm most looking forward to meeting you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Xiaoqi, and the person next to me is my wife, Akino Himejima. We both come from another world, in front of Shaka, who could converse with gods and Buddhas. Xiaoqi would be humiliating if she tried to pull off her pleasant goat tricks again. As for Athena? Well, Xiaoqi admitted that she was just teasing her back at Yomi Hirasaka. Saga was a little surprised by Xiaoqi's self-introduction. He walked down from the lotus platform and said, although I already had a guess in my mind, I didn't expect you to tell me so directly. Then the changes in the sanctuary during this period, or the Pope during this period, should also be related to you people from another world. Xiaoqi smiled and said, sure enough, nothing can be hidden from you. You are different from other people. I won't say any big principles in front of you. There are some things you know better than me. I'll be direct. Do you want to join us, whether it is this holy war or the future war of the gods? Saga and I don't need the so-called Athena to win, and we can also control the casualties of the saints to a minimum. Of course, we won't care about those saints who are loyal to Athena. After all, we are not saints, let alone good people. Saga opened his eyes, looked directly at Xiaoqi and said, in your opinion, what kind of person am I? Shaka. Shaka's sudden opening of his eyes startled Xiaoqi a little, and Shaka's question made it difficult for him to answer. After a moment of contemplation, Xiaoqi looked at him and said, fight only for justice, never for evil. As for what's considered perfect justice and perfect evil, Virgo Shaka can distinguish for himself. Xiaoqi's words also startled Shaka, but a faint smile soon appeared on his face. You two should go to the next palace. I'll have a good talk with the Pope when he arrives. Also, if possible, please don't make things too difficult for Lady Athena. Xiaoqi smiled, and Saga, who had just knocked Aeolia unconscious and was about to rush to the Virgo Palace, smiled as well. Shaka's statement made his stance clear. While he wasn't necessarily fighting for either of them, at least they wouldn't become enemies. Allies would be more accurate. Unless Saga suddenly went crazy and did something disheartening. However, Xiaoqi wasn't in a hurry to leave. He didn't want to miss the upcoming Saga vs Shaka showdown. Saga is on his way here right now. Let me take advantage of this time to talk to you about how to help you realize the eighth sense and some basic information about our side. But when Saga comes later, you can satisfy all our curiosity. We want to see who is stronger between you and Saga. Chapter 195 The Incarnation of God versus the man closest to God. Saga, you're so slow. Shaka and I have been waiting for you for a long time, but, seeing how out of breath you are, can you please come a little longer? Just shut up right there, Saga said to him in a bad mood, then took out a den mushi and threw it towards Xiaoqi. Go chat with Hilda over there, I need to talk to Shaka about something. Xiaoqi was speechless when she saw that Saga had even turned off the live broadcast. Are you talking to Shaka about a match fixing? Saga said angrily. Get lost. Are Shaka and I the kind of people who would fix a match? We'll satisfy your curiosity after we finish our business. It's very likely that Shaka won't, but you, a psychopath, you can't say for sure. Xiaoqi muttered to herself, then walked aside with Himejima Akino to talk on the phone with Freya and Hilda. Half an hour later, when Xiaoqi and Hilda were talking about how to kill Poseidon, Saga walked towards him with a smile on his face. Okay, stop talking. You'll be able to see her in 2 days. For your happiness, your brother, deliberately kept those 4 people alive. Hilda, I won't talk to you for now. Old Sei's illness has recurred. I'll take him for a checkup. Okay, then I'll hang up first. Be careful. Xiaoqi returned the den mushi to Saga. Seeing your flushed face and wild look, I know you're having a good chat. Let's get started. We're all almost falling asleep waiting, Saga said in a bad mood. Do you know how to speak, kid? I haven't settled the score with you for what happened with that little girl Athena. After Shaka and I finish fighting, it will be your turn next. Xiaoqi sneered. Old Sei, I see that you're very ill now. I happen to specialize in treating all kinds of dissatisfaction. I'll treat you later. Shaka smiled and said, if you two are done chatting, please follow me. I think you all want to see the scenery there. The there that Shaka mentioned was naturally the Garden of Twin Sala Trees. Xiaoqi, Himejima Akino and Saga came to this beautiful garden under his leadership. Xiaoqi walked between Saga and Shaka and said, you two wait a moment, such a wonderful battle must be broadcast live by me, a referee and commentator with 2.5 years of experience. Dear group friends, let me briefly introduce the 2 players in this game to you. The one on my left is Saga, the man known as the Incarnation of God, and the one on my right is the man known as the closest to God. Next, what kind of wonderful game will these 2 men who both have the title of God bring us? Let us open our eyes and wait and see. Please pay attention, both players, as long as you still have a breath left, our beautiful doctor will completely heal your injuries, so please fight with all your strength. Then, the game begins. As Xiaoqi flew into the air, the 2 strongest men in the current sanctuary began their contest. and Xiaoqi also began his commentary work diligently. Dear audience, the two sides started a competition of light speed punches right from the beginning. We can see that Shaka is at a slight disadvantage in this competition of punches. After all, Shaka's advantage lies in his skills and moves. Although Saga has some advantages, he is only suppressing his opponent and has not caused any great damage to Shaka. Let's see. Saga, the old man, took the lead and used the alternate dimension. Excuse me. But using the alternate dimension in front of Shaka is a bit of a problem in his brain. We can see that Shaka quickly escaped from the alternate dimension. Not only that, he is now about to start fighting back. It was Devil Subjugation. Shaka used his ultimate move, Devil Subjugation. At the same time, Saga on the other side also used his ultimate move, Galaxy Starburst. We can see that the two energies of Devil Subjugation and Galaxy Starburst collided in the air and were evenly matched. No, Saga's Galaxy Starburst gradually gained the upper hand. Is the saying since ancient times, the left side loses in a wave battle going to come true? Damn it, damn it. If Shaka doesn't think of a solution, he'll be consumed by this energy. At this moment, everyone watching the live broadcast, especially those who supported Shaka, broke into cold sweat for Shaka. As this energy drew closer to Shaka, a powerful microcosm erupted from his body. It's blocked, it's blocked. Player Shaka activated the shield at the critical moment to block the energy. Oh no, although player Shaka activated the shield, our player Shaka was still injured under the impact of this powerful energy. The current situation is quite unfavorable for him, and Saga, this unsportsmanlike old man, is actually preparing to release the Galaxy Starburst again at this time. Hashiamate, what is this? Oh my god. The background around Saga suddenly turned into the pattern of the Vajra Realm mandala, and Shaka is sitting cross-legged at this moment. Here it comes, here it comes. Shaka has finally released his strongest ultimate move, the Tenbu Hokkien. As a professional commentator, I am now ready to risk depriving my five senses and break into the Tenbu Hokkien position to broadcast practical things for everyone. Shaka took action. He not only successfully blocked Saga's about to release the Galaxy Starburst, but also began to deprive his five senses one by one. Huh? Why did I suddenly lose my sense of smell? Oops, this commentator has been tricked too, but I won't give up. As long as I haven't spoken, I will continue broadcasting live for everyone. Look everyone, Saga, that old fool is standing there like an idiot. I only have my sight left now, so Saga should be the same now. Let's see, Shaka is now going to deprive him of his sight. Akino, come here and use the horse spell to help me recover. I have to say that the horse spell is very useful. It's a must-have artifact for home and travel. Okay, back to the topic. Saga's five senses have now been completely deprived, and the balance of victory is slowly tilting towards Shaka. Oh my gosh, Shaka didn't stop after depriving Saga's five senses. He is now going to deprive Saga of his sixth sense. We all know that the Golden Saints can upgrade their Cosmo to the seventh sense. Even if Saga is now deprived of his sixth sense, he still has a chance to fight back, but now Shaka has an absolute advantage. It depends on whether his next attack can defeat Saga and make him completely lose the ability to fight. Then let's all open our eyes and see what the two players will do next. Player Shaka is now gathering all of his Cosmo in his hands. Is he going to shout and defeat Saga instantly? Oh my god, an extremely powerful Cosmo suddenly erupts from player Saga's body. What is he going to do? Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes. Saga, that idiot, actually evolved his Gemini Gold Cloth into the Gemini Gold God Cloth. Saga says he hates Athena, but now he's using his wife Athena's aunt's blood to deal with Shaka. Is this a human thing to do? As an impartial resolver, I strongly despise his behavior, but contempt is contempt. With the blessing of the God Cloth, Saga, that old bastard, not only recovered his sixth sense, but he even blocked the shouted by baby Shaka. The two sides are now completely on different levels of strength. As much as I hate to admit it, Shaka has no hope of winning. Let's see. Contestant Shaka has voluntarily admitted defeat. He has tried his best. Contestant Shaka has won with honor, although contestant Saga won. In my opinion, his victory was unfair. If I, a commentator and referee, knew in advance that he could evolve into the Divine Cloth, I would never allow him to do so. Saga raised his head and looked at Xiaoqi in the air and cursed. You bastard have been nagging me and macing with my mentality since just now. Get ready to die, dear audience. It will be my turn to bring you the overtime performance. Xiaoqi, who instantly transformed into Super Saiyan 2 form, looked at Saga below and said, "Black Saga, you are too arrogant. Today I must teach you a lesson and seek justice for Shaka. Take it, Gemini's greatest secret, Galaxy Starburst, Kamehameha." Chapter 196 The Unfathomable Scarlet Poison Needle. Xiaoqi and Saga both lay on the ground after a thrilling fight. They both felt very satisfied with the fight. The once beautiful Sala Garden had been destroyed by the two of them. It would probably take Saga quite a while to repair it. "Old Saga, among all the people I have fought at this stage, I would like to call you the strongest, but you still have to practice more. When you have comprehended the 8th sense, we will have a good fight. At that time, I may use 70% of my strength." Saga snorted coldly. "After this mission is over, I will use all the points to strengthen my Galaxy Starburst, and next time I will definitely blow up your Kamehameha wave." "Okay, then I'll wait." After saying that, Xiaoqi stood up and patted the dust on her body, then walked to Saga and said, "How about it? Have you gained any understanding of the 8th sense after the battle just now?" "The 8th sense is not so easy to comprehend." Shaka shook his head, then smiled slightly and said, "But it's considered a little gain." Xiaoqi nodded. "Try to comprehend the 8th sense before the Holy War begins. Akino and I will go to the back palaces to play, and you and Saga can continue to chat about life here." "Old Saga, I know that someone who cares so much about face like you disdains to use the power of the horse talisman, so you can recover slowly here." Saga stood up and looked at Xiaoqi with no healing. "Hurry up and ask your wife to help me recover the injuries on my body. I will continue to beat those cockroaches later." Xiaoqi gave the other party a blank look and said angrily, "I said you are really addicted to beating them, and can you have some ideas? Since you let them pass through your Gemini, it means that your game time is over. Next, you let them enter the palace normally." "The Pisces Golden Saint Seiya, we'll wait for them in the Pisces Palace." "You? Is the Pisces Golden Saint Seiya?" Saga sneered and said hilariously, "Even if a Brody lends you the Pisces Golden Saint clothes, can you wear them? You don't need to worry about this. If they can really break into the Pisces Palace, you will bring all the other Golden Saint Seiya. I've been busy for so long, and it's time for them to express their opinions, and tell them about your marriage to Athena." Hearing this, Saga was so enraged that he wanted to unleash another Galaxy Starburst on Xiaoqi. "Are you done yet? That little bitch is a disaster. If you want to marry her, go ahead and do it yourself, or let that jerk Sakata Gintoki do it. Then I think you, the people who like to watch the show, will be even more interested in watching Tsunade vs Athena." Saga's suggestion made Xiaoqi's eyes light up, and those who wanted to watch the show, led by Takesaki Kirumi, in the chat group, fully supported Saga's proposal. As for whether Sakata Gintoki would agree, did it even matter? Xiaoqi smiled and said, "Old Saga, where's Shana now? I arranged her to be Athena's personal bodyguard, and Jenny of the Chameleon Constellation along with her." "Why are you asking her?" Xiaoqi smiled and said, "Since we want to play, let's just play it a little bigger and give our Jin-san a one-get-one free deal. We block all the big devil's paths so that he has no way to go, and we have to do it in front of him." Tisk tisk tisk. That scene is exciting just to think about. Saga's mouth twitched. "You are such an evil Saiyan. Compared to you, I'm just a good person. Thank you for your compliment. Then I'll leave first. You and Shaka can enjoy the scenery here." Xiaoqi asked Himejima Akino to use the horse spell to heal Saga's injuries and then left. Saga turned to Shaka and asked, "What do you think of that bad guy with a bad taste?" Shaka smiled and said, "He's very cute." Hearing this answer, Saga's mouth twitched again. He doubted that this was the only adjective Shaka would use. This was how Aki was described in the original story, and it was still the same for Xiaoqi. Xiaoqi and Himejima Akino arrived at the deserted Libra Palace and searched everywhere, but couldn't find the Libra gold cloth. What a shame. I was hoping to try it on once. Xiaoqi suspected that Dako had hidden it somewhere inside Libra. In the original story, it suddenly appeared from the ground to help Shiryu successfully destroy Kamu's ice coffin. Forget it, I'm too lazy to look. Let's go to the next palace, Scorpio Palace, to play with the little scorpion. Meanwhile, Seiya and the other three woke up in Gemini Palace and, unable to find Saga, rushed through Gemini Palace and arrived at Cancer Palace. Corpse Key Underworld Wave, Death Mask, mindful of Saga's instructions, saw the four of them and without a word, sent their souls to Yomi Hirasaka. "I wonder how long they'll stay there," Death Mask muttered to himself as Seiya and the other four's souls were sent back to Cancer Palace. "Damn, That little Athena is not even pretending anymore. She's clearly giving them for a free pass, isn't she? In that case, I'll see how many times you can send them back. Corpse Key Underworld Wave. Inside Scorpio Palace, Xiaoqi, still unaware of the situation in Cancer Palace, had already brought Himejima Aquino to Scorpio Palace to meet Milo. Miro, I'm sure you've already felt what happened in Virgo Palace. I'll be frank, do you want to join us? Milo's eye twitched slightly. Before the boy in front of him arrived, he had already imagined what he would say upon his arrival, but he didn't expect him to get straight to the point. You know, when Saga spoke privately with him a few days ago, he'd first lectured him on a whole bunch of things before getting straight to the point. Has Shaka joined you? Milo thought for a moment before finally asking the question that concerned him most. Shaka is currently our ally, but if you want him to join, that's fine. Old Saga told me he'd already spoken to you privately. I won't repeat the general principles. How about we fight first, so you can make a more direct judgment, okay? Milo nodded. You win if you can withstand all 15 of my scarlet poison needles. Xiaoqi transformed into a Super Saiyan and smiled. Don't stab me one by one, just fire 15 in a row. If I dodge even once, I lose. Throughout the Saint Seiya series, Milo's battle record is abysmal. While his ultimate, Scarlet Poison Needle, is effective against weaker opponents, it's rather useless against opponents of equal or greater strength. Meanwhile, even Milo, despite his good nature, felt a surge of discontent and anger after hearing Xiaoqi's words. If that's the case, then if you're capable, block it and show me. After igniting his inner cosmos to the utmost, Milo unleashed Scorpio's ultimate move. Scarlet Poison Needle, facing 15 red dots rapidly attacking different parts of his body, Xiaoqi raised his hand and swiftly waved, blocking 14 of them. You pricked me. And I lose this duel. He had deliberately accepted the prick, partly because he wanted to experience the feeling of being pricked. Secondly, the martial arts world isn't about fighting and killing, social etiquette is paramount, and he believed Milo would understand that. Azune, come and detoxify me. This stuff has a strong after effect. The single shot didn't cause Xiaoqi much pain, but the tingling sensation did make him uncomfortable. You bastard, Milo gritted his teeth. He could tell Xiaoqi had done this on purpose. Just from this one round, he had already realized the disparity in strength between him and his opponent. After figuring out the reason for his actions, Milo looked at him and said, I'm curious how you convinced Shaka. Xiaoqi smiled and said slowly, fight for justice, fight for justice. Milo repeated himself, then thought for a moment before bursting into laughter. What a fight for justice. Milo, will be watching your performance closely in the upcoming Holy War. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 197, The Golden Cloth Resonates, revealing the truth of Saga's rebellion. Xiaoqi chatted with Milo for a while in Scorpio Palace before leaving with Himejima Aquino. As for his ultimate side, the answer would be revealed once they all gathered in Pisces Palace. Meanwhile, in Cancer Palace, Death Mask was furious. No matter how many times he used his Corpse Key Underworld Wave to send Seiya and the other three to Yomi Hirasaka, they would immediately return with the help of Athena. Finally, exhausted and nearly exhausted, Death Mask had no choice but to let them go through Cancer Palace. This time, with Saga's warning, he wouldn't give them a chance to kill him. Isn't life good? When Seiya and the others arrived in Leo Palace, they saw Aeolia lying on the ground. After checking on him and confirming he was not in danger, they left and headed to the next palace. Meanwhile, Xiaoqi and Himejima Aquino, who had arrived in Sagittarius Palace, were blocked by the Sagittarius gold cloth. Xiaoqi looked at the Sagittarius gold cloth, its cosmos suddenly igniting, and the voice emanating from it, and a possibility occurred to her. Xiaoqi, at Saga, are your gold cloths resonating? Saga, damn Aeolus, damn Athena, for doing such an unnecessary thing. Saga, they're just telling others about what you did back then. Saga, shut up, you idiot. Even if Aeolus used Cosmo to tell the other gold saints about my assassination of Athena, so what? The situation now is completely different from the original story. Saga, at least the other gold saints can learn your true identity and change their sides. Aizen Sosuke, in my opinion, this is just their last-ditch effort. After all, whether Saga killed the Pope or assassinated Athena, most of the Gold Saints should have guessed it. Lu Linglong, your idol is right. To me, this means Athena is getting anxious. Takisaki Kurumi, oh my, then tell me how she got so anxious? Lu Linglong, San, don't underestimate me. My reasoning this time is absolutely correct. Zhu Zhuqing, come on, I'll give you a chance to show off. I want to see what you can come up with. Lu Linglong, humph, you two are birds of a feather. Listen carefully. Athena doesn't care whether the other Gold Saints are loyal or not. Lu Linglong, what she really cares about is hearing my husband and Saga say they want her to marry Jin-sen, so she did all this. Lu Linglong, before, she didn't react when either my husband or Saga said they wanted Athena to marry each other, so there's only one truth. Lu Linglong, that little bitch Athena looks down on our Jin-san. Sakata Gintoki. Takisaki Kurumi, well said. Please don't say that again. Kuroba Kato, Linglong, your reasoning can't be called correct. It's completely off the mark. Zhu Zhuqing, as expected, has thinking is incomprehensible to us humans at Lu Linglong. I'm starting to worry about your future child. Lu Linglong, at Zhu Zhuqing, we're both the same. You can feed the baby, and so can I. The person you should really worry about is Sam-san. Takisaki Kurumi, damn it, at Lu Linglong, what do you mean? You're making personal attacks, right? Zhu Zhuqing, at Takisaki Kurumi, we don't argue with retarded children. Kashiwazaki Sina, so what is the real purpose of Athena and Aeolus doing this? Namikaze Minato, it's nothing more than telling the other Gold Saints that Saga represents evil, so that those who haven't joined the Saga party or have already joined the Saga party will reconsider their choice. Namikaze Minato, I can't say her method is bad or wrong. But it's already too late. And, as Aizen said, many people know it, but they were just waiting and watching. Kashiwazaki Sina, but then, wouldn't it be hopeless to win over those Athena supporters? Saga, it doesn't matter. If they want to die for that stupid woman Athena, then let them. Saga, at Xiaoqi, damn, you're really going to wear that saint cloth? Xiaoqi, what else? I told you yesterday, okay, you guys keep an eye on it. Xiaoqi, the next generation of Sagittarius Gold Saint, is about to be born. However, Xiaoqi wanted to wear the Sagittarius Gold Cloth, but the Sagittarius Gold Cloth didn't want her to wear it. The Sagittarius Gold Cloth, through its own consciousness, drew its bow and shot a golden arrow at Xiaoqi, but this attack posed no threat to Xiaoqi. Xiaoqi raised his hand to catch the golden arrow and continued walking forward. However, just as he reached the Sagittarius Gold Cloth and was about to touch it, it transformed into a meteor and flew away from Sagittarius Palace. Holy crap, Xiaoqi was momentarily stunned, then burst into rage. He just wanted to wear the gold cloth once to fulfill a long-cherished wish, but why was it so difficult? Saga, who was watching this scene live, mocked him mercilessly. Saga, this is hilarious. I've seen people abandoned after wearing the cloth, but today is the first time I've seen someone disliked by the cloth. Saga, at Xiaoqi, if you were to go sleep with Athena, you could wear any cloth you want from now on. Xiaoqi, get out of here. The gold cloth is shit. I'll just wear Odin's divine cloth next time. Saga, haha. Even if I were to wear that tattered armor, I'd still find it too small to cover. Someone who didn't know would mistake it for a bronze armor. Saga, don't even talk to me about scale armor and underworld armor. The former is too ugly, and the latter is too fragile. Only our gold armor is the most impressive. Saga, it's just like how the most classic color of your Super Saiyans is always gold. Xiaoqi, okay, just wait. Today, no matter which gold armor I wear, I'm going to put it on and show it to you. Azuno, let's go to Capricorn Palace and strip Shura of his gold cloth. Xiaoqi, fuming with anger, rushed to Capricorn Palace as fast as she could, not even in the mood to admire the stone statue of the holy sword gifted by Athena. She shouted, Shura, your actions 13 years ago in hunting down Aeolus and Athena have been exposed. Now you are no longer worthy of wearing the Capricorn gold cloth. Take it off and hand it to me. As soon as he finished speaking, Shura emerged from behind a stone pillar, looking at Xiaoqi with a smile. Alright, stop pretending. You just want to wear my gold cloth, don't you? The Pope just told me about it. Xiaoqi was slightly stunned by the den mushi in the man's hand. The fact that Saga could give such a thing to someone else showed that he already trusted him. So, Shuro is already on their side. Xiaoqi, don't you only have one Den Mushi? Where did you get another one, Saga? Think about how I took you to Asgard yesterday, Xiaoqi. Is there such a use for the alternate dimension, Saga? Don't worry about how I use it. Do you really want to wear the gold cloth now, Saga? As long as you admit that you are my younger brother, I can let Shura and Aphrodite give you their gold cloth, Xiaoqi. Oh, I will go to Athena for help soon. When I do, I will not only tell her that you stole her aunt's blood, but also make her confiscate your Gemini gold cloth, Saga. Do you think Saga, was scared? As long as you can provide evidence, go ahead and tell me, Saga. Oh, by the way, even if you surrender now, I don't think Athena will want you. The Sagittarius gold cloth you've been dreaming of is already worn by Xiaoqi. Chapter 198, Pisces Palace. The real battle begins. After a brief sparring session with Shura in Capricorn Palace, Xiaoqi left with Himejima Aquino and headed for Aquarius Palace. He was a little disappointed with the power of Shura's holy sword. While it looked incredibly sharp, he still had a long way to go before reaching its peak. Coupled with the holy sword's flaw being a linear attack and easily dodged, it's no wonder that this move rarely resulted in fatal blows in the original novel. Before Xiaoqi left, Shura explained his loyalty to Saga. He firmly believed that strength was justice, and that sufficient power could justify it. Now, Saga possessed immense power and no desire to kill Athena, so what was there for him to hesitate about? Inside Aquarius Palace, Camus looked at Xiaoqi and Himejima Aquino and said, I know several gold saints have already joined you, but I have my own stand. Please leave. Xiaoqi gazed at the seemingly impassive man for a long time. In the 12 Palaces arc, he was willing to sacrifice his life for the legacy between master and disciple. In the Hades arc, he bravely bears the label of traitor and returns to the sanctuary with Saga and Shura to slay Athena. In the Golden Soul arc, he can atone for a childhood mistake with his friends, striking a blow at his best friend, Milo. Throughout Camus' life, he's always lived for others. Xiaoqi suspects that Camus likely still holds the same beliefs as in the original novel, and he doesn't believe his charm is enough to dissuade him from this idea. Since you've made up your mind, let's go to the next palace. Xiaoqi took 2 steps forward, then suddenly stopped, turning his back to Camus. If you survive after completing your master-disciple inheritance, I hope you can live your life as Camus for yourself once more, because your best friend, Milo, still wants to fight alongside you. After Xiaoqi and Himejima Aquino left, Camus exited Aquarius Palace, gazing down at Scorpio Palace, then towards Sagittarius Palace. Then, inside Pisces Palace. Xiaoqi and Himejima Aquino were both looking at the most beautiful person in the sanctuary in front of them. Putting aside other things, the beauty mole under his left eye and the action of holding a rose in his mouth made him look very coquettish. Xiaobu, would you consider making your debut in a film? I think with your looks and figure, you'll definitely be famous. I can be your agent. Aphrodite's eyes twitched slightly when he heard the name Xiaobu. He took the red rose out of his mouth and said, I'm not interested in filming. I don't want mortals to see my beauty. Then, he conjured another red rose from nowhere and handed it to Himejima Aquino, smiling, my beautiful lady, the red rose pales against your beauty. Himejima Aquino took the red rose and smiled, thank you. If there's a chance, I would like to ask you for advice on how to take care of your skin. Aphrodite smiled and said, you've found the right person for this. Xiaoqi, who was standing by, twitched her lips when she heard this. She looked at Aphrodite and said, Xiaobu, I'll guard the Pisces Palace for you from now on. You and Aquino can go and talk about beauty. The Pope has already instructed me to let you play as you please from now on. Aphrodite responded, then looked at Zhuqing and said, then let's go and talk about beauty topics. I'm also curious about what skincare products people in other worlds usually use. Xiaobu, wait a minute. Xiaoqi stopped Aphrodite, rubbed his hands and said with a smile, I have to wear a holy cloth to guard the Pisces Palace, right? So can you lend me your Pisces gold cloth first? Aphrodite sighed and said, it's not that I don't want to lend it to you, but I don't like this Pisces gold cloth to be worn by anyone other than myself, because only the most beautiful people can get its recognition. Xiaoqi said speechlessly, Xiaobu, do you think I'm the kind of person who would be fooled by such nonsense? Even if you don't want to, at least find me a decent reason. If you don't believe it, you can try. A few minutes later, as Xiaoqi donned the final piece of the Pisces gold cloth, it instantly detached from him, transforming him into his Pisces form. Seeing this, Xiaoqi was completely devastated. Once again, he was being rejected by the gold cloth. Saga, at Xiaoqi, I gave you the chance, but you didn't seize it. Don't you still have 5 bronze cloths? Those have lower requirements, so you should be able to wear them. Xiaoqi, get lost, I don't want to talk to you right now. Saga, I'm just reminding you that the 4 little warriors have already passed through Shura. You have less than 6 hours left, so take your time, Saga, but I expect Saiki will be here soon. When he does, I'll have all the gold warriors let him through. If you can't hold on any longer, tell me, brother. Xiaoqi, get lost. Xiaoqi waited inside the Pisces palace for nearly half an hour before the 3 little warriors, minus Hyoga, finally arrived. Shiryu, Shun, we have finally arrived at the last palace, Pisces Palace. As long as we pass through here, we will be able to see Miss Sori, Shiryu said. Sia, don't you find it strange that all the gold saints we met after Gemini Palace seem to let us pass on their own initiative? Shun nodded. Yes, except for Hyoga's teacher Camu who left him alone. The 3 of us have had a very smooth journey. Sia smiled and said, maybe it's because I'm wearing the Sagittarius gold cloth now. Anyway, let's pass through here and return to Miss Sori first. Just as they continued to walk some distance deeper into Pisces Palace, Xiaoqi stood in front of them. 3 of you, this road is closed to all. If you want to see Athena, you can only do so by defeating me. Sia looked at Xiaoqi warily and said, are you the gold saint guarding Pisces? Shun on the side said, Sia, he is the man we saw at the entrance of the zodiac, and he is not wearing a gold saint cloth. What? It turns out he is not a gold saint. Sia breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this, looked at Xiaoqi and smiled. Since you are not a gold saint, please get out of the way. You are not our opponent. Shiryu was not as arrogant as Sia. He looked at Xiaoqi and said, if you want to fight us, please put on your saint cloth first. Xiaoqi smiled and said, I don't even bother wearing a saint cloth to deal with the 3 of you. In view of your performance just now, I will show some mercy to Shiryu and Shun. As for you, Sia, since you are standing in the C position and wearing the Sagittarius gold saint cloth, you will suffer the most vicious blow later. If you can do it, then go ahead and try it. Sia's words ignited his inner cosmos, and he swung his hands rapidly, mimicking the trajectory of the Pegasus constellation. After completing all his pre-swinging movements, he shouted, Pegasus Meteor Punch. Facing a meteor punch of this caliber, Xiaoqi raised his hands, swatting away each incoming meteor. What? He blocked my meteor punch so easily? Sia was stunned, and beside him, Shiryu and Shun were equally shocked. Sia, you have the nerve to call this a meteor punch? If it weren't for you wearing the gold armor, I wouldn't even bother raising my hands. This time, it's my turn. Shiryu's words ignited his inner cosmos as he unleashed his ultimate move, Lushan Rising Dragon Overlord. It looks impressive, but it's woefully underpowered. How is that possible? Shiryu exclaimed, watching his opponent catch his ultimate move with a single finger. Xiaoqi smiled and said, Shilin, nothing is impossible. What seems impossible to you only means you're too weak. Nebula chains. At that moment, Shun swung his chains. Shun, you don't think you can catch me with these chains, do you? Xiaoqi grabbed Shun's chains with one hand and looked at the 3 of them. Now you 3 should know, I don't even need the armor to deal with you, since you've all used your own tricks. It's my turn now. Chapter 199, Tyrannical 3 Little Strong Men. Sia, Shiryu, and Shun all took up their positions, bracing themselves for Xiaoqi's attack. However, to their surprise, Xiaoqi's presence suddenly vanished from their sight. By the time they reacted, they had already been knocked to the ground by a single punch from their opponent. How is that possible? I didn't even see him move. He feels even faster than Saga, the one we've faced before. Is he really the Pisces Gold Saint? Stunned, Sia and the other 2 bravely climbed to their feet, marveling at their opponent's strength. Sia, his inner cosmos flaring, said, Shiryu, Shun, let's attack together this time. We'll definitely find their weakness. Okay, Shiryu and Shun responded, their own inner cosmos flaring. Sima Meteor Fist, Lushan Rising Dragon Domination, Nebula Chain. Facing the 3 simultaneous attacks, Xiaoqi remained calm, blocking them all with a wave of her hand. Is this the best you three can do with your combined power? Then I don't have much to expect from you. Xiaoqi, let me show you another way to use the meteor fist. What do you mean? Xiaoqi looked puzzled as Xiaoqi, standing across from him, raised her hands and shouted, Pissy's ultimate secret technique, Pissy's meteor smash. Aphrodite, who was chatting with Himejima Akino about beauty, twitched his lips at the shout. He was worried the Brown Saints wouldn't mistake Xiaoqi for a Pissy's gold saint. Xiaoqi and the others breathed a sigh of relief after seeing Xiaoqi's moves. At least they wouldn't be blinded by the enemy's attacks. Xiaoqi, let me do it. Spin defense. Facing the countless round balls of light heading their way, Shun's chains instantly transformed into a solid wall, protecting the three of them. The next second, the chain defense that Shun was proud of was shattered the moment it came into contact with those light balls. Immediately afterwards, bursts of explosions and the screams of the three of them echoed in the Pissy's palace. The quality of this bronze armor is really not that good. It was broken without me using much force, Xiaoqi complained as he looked at the bronze armor fragments scattered on the ground, then looked at Xiaoqi who was about to get up from the ground and said, Xiaoqi, your reputation as a strong man is really well deserved. Wouldn't it be better to lie quietly on the ground? Xiaoqi stood up and staggered 2 steps, looking at Xiaoqi and said, For Miss Sorry, no matter how many times you knock me down, I will continue to stand up until I defeat you. Xiaoqi looked at him and said with a smile, Xiaoqi, let me ask you a question first. Are you fighting for Sorikiro or for Athena? Xiaoqi asked in confusion. What's the difference? Miss Sorry is Athena, and Athena is Miss Sorry. The difference here is huge. Xiaoqi smiled and continued, then let me ask more directly. Do you like Sorikiro? Xiaoqi felt Xiaoqi's surging cosmo. Her lips curled slightly. Transforming into a Super Saiyan, she looked at the phantoms of Athena and Aeolus that appeared behind Xiaoqi and smiled. Since you two are cheating him, don't blame me. Xiaoqi was too busy worrying about Xiaoqi's sudden change in appearance. He burned his cosmo to its limit and shouted, Pegasus Meteor Punch. Simultaneously, Xiaoqi unleashed a Kamehameha wave at Xiaoqi. The Kamehameha's powerful energy instantly engulfed the Pegasus Meteor Punch, then consumed Xiaoqi's body. Xiaoqi, Shiryu and Xiaoqi, waking from their coma, witnessed this scene and exclaimed in unison. Don't worry, he won't die, but I'm afraid his gold cloth will. As Xiaoqi landed, Xiaoqi appeared before Shiryu and Shun, his Sagittarius gold cloth shattering in the middle, finally falling to the ground in fragments. How is this possible? Even the strongest gold armor was shattered. Shiryu and Shun's eyes flashed with horror. But when they turned to look at Xiaoqi, they noticed the change in him. Xiaoqi smiled and said, Don't look at me in such surprise, you two. I've only slightly changed my form. You can think of me now as the Super Pissy's Gold Saint. Shiryu glanced at Xiaoqi, who lay unconscious on the ground, and said gravely, Shun, leave this to me. I'll leave the rest up to you, Shiryu, you. Before Shun could finish, Xiaoqi's voice rang out from the other side. Shiryu, I bet you're planning to use Lushan Kanglongbot to destroy me. How did you know that? Shiryu froze in confusion. This move was unknown to anyone except his teacher. But that wasn't the end of it. Xiaoqi suddenly took flight before his eyes. After landing on the ground, Xiaoqi smiled at him and said, Zilin, did you know there's a fish called Flying Fish? My corresponding constellation is Flying Fish. So, you can also call me the Gold Saint of Flying Fish. This time, not only Aphrodite's mouth twitched, but even the others watching the live stream did the same. Poor Zilin was almost fooled by this big bluff. Recovering from his autism, a dragon image suddenly appeared behind Zilin, and his inner cosmos ignited. Then I'll use the greatest secret of the Draco constellation to decide the outcome with you. Even if I can't defeat you, I'll create an opportunity for Shun. This woman is really stubborn. Xiaoqi smiled at the elegant phantom behind Zilin, then said, Come on, let's see how much more powerful your Lushan crayfish can be this time. Longshan Shinglongba, facing the blue flying dragon charging straight at her, Xiaoqi raised her palm and easily blocked it. Not bad, that's some progress. Then you can sleep next to Xiaoqi in peace now. Xiaoqi instantly appeared in front of Shiryu and punched him in the stomach. Damn it, Shiryu reluctantly collapsed beside Xiaoqi. Xiaoqi looked at Shun and smiled. Your turn next, Xiaoqi. Shiryu, Shun muttered, looking at the two men on the ground. A powerful gust of air suddenly erupted around him. Now, let me show you the true power of Andromeda Shun. Nebula airflow. Xiaoqi felt the airflow around him and smiled. Shun, I have to praise you. You're stronger than the other two, but unfortunately, your airflow is still too weak. You should sleep with them too. Shun was amazed to see Xiaoqi, surrounded by his own airflow, still slowly walking towards him. Helpless, he could only continue to intensify the airflow, eventually forming a violent storm. Nebula storm, that's a good move. Then you should also feel my airflow. With a loud shout from Xiaoqi, a golden aura emanated from his body, which deflected Shun's nebula storm back. Brother. I'm sorry. I tried my best. Shun, who was hit by his own move, fell beside Xiaya and Shiryu. Xiaoqi smiled at the three people lying neatly on the ground, and said to himself, I hate it most when someone attacks me from behind. If you do that, I promise I will kill you. Phoenix Aiki. The next second, Aiki's figure flashed out and attacked Xiaoqi's head. Phoenix Phantom Fist. Chapter 200, Athena is sidelined. Aiki's Phoenix Phantom Fist was blocked by the protective shield formed by Xiaoqi. At this moment, Xiaoqi put aside her playful thoughts and looked at Aiki coldly, saying, Aiki, since you're so desperate for death, I'll grant your wish. You've injured my brother and the others so badly, and I'll repay you double next time. Phoenix wings soaring. However, Aiki's move was still blocked by Xiaoqi's shield. Do you have any other moves? If not, then it's my turn. Xiaoqi then began a one-sided assault on Aiki. No matter how hard Aiki resisted, it was useless, and his so-called Phoenix attribute only brought him more pain. Phoenix Lesser was a person who knew this all too well. Aphrodite in Pisces Palace and everyone watching the live broadcast watched Aiki being beaten by Xiaoqi for a full hour. Xiaoqi grabbed the opponent's neck with his right hand and lifted him up from the ground, saying coldly, Go on, don't you like sneak attacks and bragging? Why are you so listless now? I've said before that if you dare to sneak attack me, I will definitely kill you. Just as he condensed an energy bomb in his left hand and was ready to make Aiki a dead bird completely, the voice of Kido Sori came from behind him. Please let Aiki go, he was just doing what he should do as a saint of Athena. Xiaoqi turned around with Aiki in her hand and looked at Chea in front of her and said in a cold voice, Aren't Athena saints known for justice? Why do they like to do sneak attacks? I've already reminded him, but he's looking for death. It's useless for anyone to plead for him today. If you dare to say another word of nonsense, I won't let those three on the ground go. At this moment, Sharna and Jenny beside Athena shouted at the same time, Don't hurt Xiaya. Shun, how dare you? You two have no right to talk here. Aphrodite scolded the two of them, then looked at Athena and said, Lady Athena, since Phoenix Aiki is ready to take action, it is his own fault that he is inferior to others and has ended up like this. In order to avoid you being affected here, please go back to the Pope's Hall immediately. Kido Sori ignored Aphrodite, looked at Xiaoqi and continued, What do you want in exchange for letting Aiki and Xiaya go? Xiaoqi smiled. I asked you to make a choice before at Yomi Hirasaka. Now I'm giving you another. I can let Shiryu and Shun go, but only one of Aiki and Xiaya can survive. Who do you choose? Xiaya, who had been unconscious, seemed to sense Kido Sori. He slowly opened his eyes and struggled to stand. Miss Sori, I'm going to defeat him right now. Kido Sori looked at Xiaya and said expressionlessly, Stop. You're no match for him. At that moment, Shiryu and Shun also opened their eyes and slowly stood up. Together with Xiaya, they formed a triangle around Xiaoqi. Shun glared at Xiaoqi and said, Let go of my brother. Xiaoqi squeezed Aiki's hand, then said playfully, What if I don't? Shun, leave me alone and defeat the enemy in front of me, Aiki said with difficulty before fainting. Nissan, Aiki, Shun, Shiryu, and Xiaya exclaimed simultaneously, and the next second, their cosmos ignited even more intensely than before. Xiaoqi tossed Aiki to the ground and said to Kido Sori, Athena, if these four die here today, it's all because of your indecision. Indeed, an Athena like this is unfit to lead us into the coming holy war. As Saga's voice echoed from outside the Pisces Palace, the remaining 8 gold saints, excluding Camus, arrived at the Pisces Palace. Saga walked up to Xiaoqi and looked at her teasingly. Why are you so angry about Phoenix? Do you want me, your brother, to vent your anger for you? Get out, if you bother me again, I will beat you up too. Xiaoqi cursed angrily, then glanced at the crowd and asked, Where's Camus? Is he dead? He and his apprentice are lying in Aquarius Palace. Both of them are frozen stiff. I don't know if they can be saved. After Saga finished speaking, he looked at Sorikito and said, Athena, these bronze saints you value don't have the ability to protect you at all. If you hadn't helped them behind the scenes, they wouldn't even be able to get through my Gemini Palace. In addition, Phoenix Xiaoqi overestimated his own abilities and insisted on sneak attacking others, and now he has ended up like this. He deserves it. You can ask the other gold saints present. Who among them would agree with this method, let alone disdain to use this method? Finally, I want to tell you something. If you guys really piss my brother off, I doubt the entire sanctuary will be enough for him to vent his anger. As for how to appease him, you'll have to figure it out yourself. I then looked at Kido Sori and said, Miss Sori, isn't he a Pisces gold saint? Why would he do this? Shut up, Kido Sori snapped at Sia. At that moment, she suddenly felt that Sia before her had lost a nerve. Could it be that he still couldn't grasp the situation? The other gold saints looked at Aphrodite with strange eyes. You're such a jerk. Aphrodite stepped forward and said, Listen to me, bronze saints. I am Aphrodite, the Pisces gold saint. As for him, after a quick mental reflection, Aphrodite continued, he's a Volan's gold saint, considered the twin of Pisces. It would have been fine if Aphrodite hadn't explained. But once he did, the other gold saints looked at him even more strangely. Deathmask snuck up to him and whispered, When did your brain become so quick, boy? Great, Aphrodite said angrily, get out of here. And stay away from me. I don't want to smell like your crab. Don't worry, I'm a crab and you're a fish. We're even known as the aquatic duo. If I don't get close to you, who else should I go to? Deathmask, get out of here. At this moment, Sia, fearless and with only Kido Sori in his heart, looked at Suzuki and said, I don't care if you're a Pisces or a flying fish. Since we're all saints of Athena, we should listen to her. As soon as he said this, several gold saints shook their heads. They were disappointed that Athena had chosen the bronze saint, and Athena's image had also been lowered in their hearts. The one who was most angry was Kido Sori herself. I wasn't just stupid, he was completely clueless. Kido sighed inwardly and looked at Suzuki, saying, I'll agree to the request you made earlier. Suzuki observed her tone and said playfully, I made 2 requests earlier, and you agreed to both. Sorry, Kido said with a troubled expression, I'll give you what you want later, but I can't do the other one. Alright, Suzuki nodded. Then I won't make it difficult for you. Ike angered me, so he'll die. As for the rest, you and Laosei will handle it yourselves. I won't get involved. Stop X2, damn it. Don't go too far. Pegasus Meteor Fist, instantly. Shiryu and Shun shouted in anger, and Sia launched a direct attack at Suzuki. Kido's heart sank to the bottom the moment Sia threw a punch, and the vague good impression she had of him vanished in that moment. The situation then spiraled out of her control. After Sia's attack was blocked, Shiryu and Shun also attacked Suzuki, but they were all knocked to the ground. Lightning Snake Claw, Rainbow Whip. Just then, seeing their loved ones being knocked to the ground, Shayna and Jenny also attacked Suzuki. However, before their attacks could reach Suzuki, they were struck by lightning unleashed by Himejima Akino, knocking her to the ground. You two ladies, please don't get involved. If you want to fight, I can accompany you. Saga then looked at the gold saints of Athena's faction and said, this is their own fault. If anyone else wants to get involved, Saga, will be your opponent. Everything was witnessed by Kido Sori. The 4 bronze saints, who were utterly devoted to her, were knocked to the ground. Among the gold saints, only Mu and Aeolia stood by her side. Deathmask, Aphrodite, and Shura completely sided with Saga, while Aldebaran, Shaka, and Milo also leaned more towards Saga's side. Athena was on the verge of being sidelined. Seeing the golden ball of light in Suzuki's hand growing larger and larger, Kido Sori walked up to him and said, please follow me. I need to speak to you privately. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.